Dooby dooby doo. God. Hello, people. Just wait and see if anybody else turns up. Yo, hello, guys. Sorry about that. I'm just sorting things out this end. I'll take me like 1 minute. I apologise there. Okay, I was going to send you the link, but if you can make it, I'll send it to you. So there you go. There you go. The link sent anyway. Let's see if any more people turn up for a thing. See if many more people turn up for us start anything. So let's see from there. There's been plenty of advertising done. Yes, everybody catch up with my sniffles, which has gone straight to my chest, which is not good. Not good at all. I'll pick it up. Did I phone my uncle today? I'll phone him tomorrow. I think I forgot to phone my uncle today. He's in hospital. Did I do? To be honest, I haven't been feeling that great. So no, I just got a bit of shopping done. I spoke to um, a student advisory person from the university. They phoned me up to check see how I was doing because I'm in my last year of my degree. So just to a quick double check and seeing everything's okay. Which had a little chat and yeah, everything was fine like that. So getting started on my degree once I get rid of this infection, which has still got a little bit of time. It's only a couple of days left before I officially start, so everything's good that way. Let's see if there's anybody about. So how's your day been, Liz? Too, you know, uh, done anything? Been up to much? Oh, keep talking. Yeah, dead air's a lot to waste. I feel like if I talk, I'm talking to a wall. That's what really. I feel like I should be locked up in a loony bin somewhere. That's how I feel. Yay, four people. Hello, four people. Hello, everybody. I'm trying to wait and see if some more people turn up because I'd like to invite a couple of people onto this thing to hear their opinion if they all turn up. So, oh, bro, thank you. Thanks for your help there, Liz. Get used to it. Yeah, yeah, thank you. That's a great help. And by the way, just lock me up in the nut ward. I think I could do it. Wouldn't mind a couple of 3 days of holiday. Actually, that would do suit me quite fine. So you don't have to talk. You could do other things, but it'd probably get you banned if you've done them. So yeah, maybe talking is better. Maybe it is. Oh, my computer's just about to give up on me. I think that's another expense I can't afford. Oh well, anything happening? I don't know really much. You know? Yeah, I guess it was town, not ton. Um, well, we've got bonfires night, I suppose, coming up, and we've got the Halloween things happening. They probably do ghost tours, so there's probably be like a extra ghost tour going through the town. I don't need to do that. I know most of the ghosts around here and most of the history of them too. Does it is coming rather more American now, Halloween. I mean, you forget that Halloween was a did come from Britain. Lots of things, lots of your traditions came from Scottish and Irish roots and English roots, like the pumpkins. We didn't carve pumpkins over here. We carved turnips or Swedes and made them into demonic faces. And the trick or treating wasn't as big, but now it's as big now. We have stores selling stuff, getting ready for trick or treating and trick or treating pumpkins and stuff like that. And yeah, it's rather more American, but we tend to more celebrate Guy Fawkes over here. Guy Fawkes on the 6th of November. Yeah, I'm not going to add anything more to that, Vic. Um, go round. Would you like to buy some? No, 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 no. We do have kids come round, but generally our house doesn't do it. No. It's not as big. It's not trick or treating. Is not as big as it is in America, where you need to buy stuff. You know, that is very true. Yes, I do know that, Liz. Yes, I remember when I worked in one place because it was coming up for Halloween. I made a pumpkin soup, roast pumpkin soup with a Bloody Mary Kool Aid. You know, just for that. That done quite a well. Just a dash of Bloody Mary and onto a nice big hot bowl of soup. People like that different flavour. See if there's any more people to, because they said the people are going to come up. And I guess no. It's rather disappointing that. Yeah, just don't do. Yeah, I remember one time somebody offered us when we were a lot younger. Somebody offered us £10 to play football with his dog. So we did. We didn't think nothing of it. Next thing you know, he tried ripping up the tenner and giving us half. Then, because there was a group of us, he had to give us all. He had to give us the tenner. We didn't think nothing of it, but now it seems really dodgy when we were younger. All right, three people. Well, okay. I don't. I want to see if there's a lot more than three people. I want to see if there's good. Because this is a good subject. And no, and yeah, waiting to see. Just yeah, I'm a patient person. I like results, instant results. I should be less patient, really. Used to be as a chef, you just take your time doing food. When you cook a nice bit of lamb, just take your time, cook it, roast it, rest it, then carve it up. Oh, no. Maybe I should play in my skills a bit more. Just seeing if there's anybody else going to turn up. Hey, hey! Okay, let's put this here. Okay, so there you go. There's the link if anybody wants to come up. Link is on. If anybody wants to come up here and chat, it would actually help me because I feel like I should be locked away, in a padded cell with a straitjacket and care of a majesty or his majesty now. So weird to saying his majesty. I am still sick. I am very much. It hasn't left my. It's hurting my chest, and it feels like It feels like it's stuck in my throat, but my throat isn't sore. It feels like I've got fluid, a lot of fluid in my lungs. It's not nice, but we strive on in life, and we've got to do it. We take it. Well, people work when they're sick, so I can do this, can't I? But lucky you can't catch viruses across the internet unless you go for the computer virus. So the link's there if anybody wants to come up. Oh dear. So sorry. Maybe I should leave this for another day. You know, I done my shopping yesterday. I remember uh, 3 years ago, I could do my shopping and I could spend. Okay, thank you, Brian. I used to spend like £60 on a fortnight shopping. It has now cost me £102. It is shot up astronomically, almost doubled. No, no, I'll toss your opinions on it quick. So, making me cough now. No, I'm stuck for words. No, yeah, so yeah, I can't believe how much everything's gone up by now. Used to buy like a shoulder of pork, you get a nice joint, and that could last you a good couple of days. And that used to cost you £7. Now it's going to cost you about £10 or £11 now. But it's all about making things do. I'm trying to make things do. Oh, it's very, it's very hard to talk to people. Think when you have a look at this counter, they're having a look at the counter. It's the worst thing you can do. Because when you look at the counter and you see only little people, you get very despondent. And there maybe more in the lurking, maybe more watching than you don't realize. But you know, find these things sometimes very hard. Oh, so yeah, the topic today. Let's have a look at the topic today. I should read the thing. Okay, so the live stream is the Russell Brand and Andrew Tate trials about the spread of toxic masculinity, and either has YouTube made the spread worse or better? Oh, well, it seems a very strange. I mean, Andrew Tate one, maybe not so much because the profession he's in, he's made his money through well, the cam girls. He has his own cam thing, and he's made his money through there, and also made money through controversial through YouTube. And you see him when he's doing his chat show. He's there sitting there bare chested, smoking this big fat cigar with his big sunglasses on, and he's saying all this stuff about where he thinks women should be and how he thinks men should be and blah blah whatever whatever. And then you have Russell Brand. Now, if people don't know Russell Brand, Russell Brand was a comedian in the noughties. He was I didn't find him really that funny, but he's gone through some trials and tribulations in his life. He used to be reliant. He used to be reliant on certain substances. So he could call you can call him an abuser, not in that sense of women. They call him an abuser, and he's been through it. And now he presents himself and he talks himself in a finer way, a more flowery way. He uses the more I don't know why, but the more intellectual words, more probably more than he needs to really. Now, both of these people, I just picked them because they're most prominent in big people. They're probably big people in the entertainment industry. Whether Andrew Tate's in entertainment into the adult entertainment industry, and Russell Brand is a comedian more into the mainstream, into the adult. I've actually known somebody who's actually met uh, Russell Brand, and they said he was what they can remember quite a nice person. But it seems to be there seems to be a bit of problem there, doesn't it? Um, both of these people have had their Romania's. He's been Andrew Tate's been in charged with um, whatever it is. Hey, Kirsten, how are you? Yeah, so Andrew Tate's been in prison in Romania, and Russell Brand has just been. Looks like he's been completely cancelled out by the BBC and by other tele organisations like that. Now he's blaming the government. Now they're both blaming the government because they're both truth seekers. As exactly, so it's what you get when you cross a narcissist. A narcissist. My problem is with Russell Brand. This is a guy who's made money. He is richer than most. Then and he's asking people to help donate to fight these things. Why? Why should we donate? Why should we donate to these people who are completely richer than us? They are richer than us. Russell Brand has got. Hold on a minute. I should really have done this before, but oh well, we'll do this now. Okay, so Russell Brand is an English comedian, actor, author, and radio host. I will say has a net worth of £20 million. I mean, thinking £20 million, and he's asking people to um to donate to him. That's what's been reported. I've got to say this has been reported. I mean, how can you do that? How can you ask people who've got hardly any money to donate to you so you can help to fight the powers to be? You know. Well, Andrew Tate. I mean, you've got to really be careful in this what I say because I can get myself cancelled just by talking about these people. Apparently, okay. Yeah, Andrew Tate is he's been on Big Brother. He's heavily involved in social media. He's been described as a libertarian, also been described as right wing or far right. He's made his appearances on Infowars. I mean, damn. I mean, he moved to his brother. He moved with his brother to Romania. Um, he was raised Christian and raised atheist and identified as Christian again. Um, and whilst incarcerated, said he had the dark spots like the achievement for everything. Online, he's had online rumors that he's had got lung cancer, but he's denied he's on Twitter he's got lung cancer. He's been investigated by the British Crown Prosecution Service. He's been investigated by the Romanian prosecution services. Uh, but how do these people get onto social media to do this? Exactly. Yeah, I mean, to ask for this, I mean, you see them, and like I said, Andrew Tate's there been given. I mean, seen Andrew Tate interviews. He's just there with his top off, fucking smoking a big fat cigar. And well, he says vile things about women. So I'll just have to use Google because I'm not going to use him. I'll just Google what Andrew Tate said about women. Okay, so give me 1 second. Okay, Andrew Tate on the 6th of August 2022 said women belong in the home and can't drive and are man's properties. This is reported in the Guardian paper. Okay, so yeah, hold on. Let me sort this out. Yes, I'm happy. Okay. Yep, that Andrew Tate said the women belong in a home and can't drive on our man's properties. He also thinks rape victims must bear responsibility for their attacks and dates. Women aged between 18 and 19 because you make an imprint on them according to videos posted online. Okay, I will say according to, and this is from an article. When was this article made? This is from an article on the 22nd, on the 6th of August 2022. So this is a year. It's almost, yeah, it's just over a year. Despite making, he said, yeah, despite making much of the content appearing to break TikTok rules, which explicitly ban misogyny and copycat accounts, his platform appears to have done little to. The platform appears to have done little to limit Tate's spread or ban accounts responsible. Instead, it's propelled him into the mainstream, allowing clips of profanity and actively promote them to young users. Well, he's got the lifestyle to promote. He's got the lifestyle to promote there for these people. Get the young people in, start saying all this stuff because they sort of look up to him because he's an ex kickboxer. He poses with fast cars, guns, and portrays himself as a cigar smoking playboy and talks about hitting. These are other clips. These are just clips there and talks about hitting and choking women, trashing their belongings and stopping them from going out. It's very hard to believe what you read in the press, but you know, there's a time when the third he calls an ex-girlfriend, accused him of hitting her, and an allegation he denies. A dumb. This is his words. This is in the paper's words. It's not mine. A dumb hoe. It's reported that Tate's views have been described as extreme misogyny by domestic abuse charities and capable of radicalizing men and boys to commit harm offline. The 35-year-old is not a fringe personality lurking in an obscure corner of the dark web. Instead, he is one of the most famous figures on TikTok, where videos of him have been watched. Wow. 11.6 billion times. You know, it is that type of thing is ridiculous, isn't it? It really is. Styled as a self-help guru, offering him mostly male fans a recipe for making money, pulling girls, and escaping the matrix. Tate has gone in a matter of months from near obscurity to one of the most talked about people in the world. In July, there's been more Google searches for his name than Donald Trump or Kim Kardashian. You know, he very much is there, Brian. Yes, I totally agree. He is. He's very much a motivational speaker to mostly young men, not men my age, mostly young men. you know. Um, and let's look at Russell Brand. Allegation. Russell Brand. Russell Brand has been is already facing a separate investigation by London's Met Police, which is the Metropolitan Police, which is the big one in London, over accusations of hideous crimes by five women between 2006 2013 at the height of Brand's fame. That's like wow. So is fame like a? Is this? Say all of this is true. Is this like a power move by him? Is this because hey, be with me because I'm famous? I mean, he's There's also already another investigation by the Met Police on Russell Brand by the papers, and yeah, it's just okay. This is it. This is reported in the paper. Oh, okay, so this has been in the papers here. So Russell Brand has asked fans to pay £48 after major YouTube financial loss. Member has said this man has a net worth. I've got to say net worth. He has a net worth of £20 million. He's had books. He's got a house. He's got royalties coming from wherever, and he's got royalties come from his books and royalties comes from his videos. Now he's asking people to pay £48. Bigly, give me £48. I could do more. I could do the £48 more than Russell Brand, but I'm not asking for that. This is ridiculous. A millionaire asking people to pay £48. The cheek of the man. Okay, so speaking to 70,000 viewers on Rumble this evening, Brand said at one point the global media war against free speech is in full swing. How do I know? Take a guess. Today, of course, we're talking about the events of last week, in particular the conclusion between big tech and government, an apparent concentrated effort by legacy media and now the state and big tech to silence independent media voices. Obviously, it's difficult for me to be the entirely objective given the events of the past week, but we do try. Okay, so he's thinking all the governments are going against him. Okay. During his podcast on 20 September the 25th, Brand encouraged his fans to donate and sign up to Rumble, with subscribers paying a minimum of $60, which is 48 a year, to subscribe to the comedian's channel. The broadcast follows YouTube suspending Brand for earning money on their platform last week. So, in a statement on September the 19th, YouTube said we have suspended monetization on Russell Brand's channel for violating our creator responsibility policy. And if a creator's off platform behavior harms our users, employees, and ecosystem, will we take action to protect the community. That's a bit strange because we all know people around here know somebody like that. I'm not going to mention no names, but It has been true. There has been thing. We all know people like this, and nobody's done nothing to him or their channel. So has Russell Brand got a point? It's difficult to say, isn't it? That's why I'd like some people to come on with. I need a bit of feedback. I need a bit of need if somebody else has got a point, they can come up and join me for make their point. And so I need that feedback. So I'll put that thing on again. Because nobody wants to hear me talk all the time. It was obviously good to have other people. That's the whole point. You need to have other people on here to to have this. I'm gonna wait there. Has Russell Brand got a point? Is he guilty before? Is he been found guilty? You know, surely we're innocent until we're found guilty by courts, even over here. So has he been found guilty for something that he may not have done? You know, we need to look at these facts and we need to think: did he do this? And is it right to stop a person's thing until is it right to stop a person's money until he's been found guilty, if he's been found guilty or not guilty? But has a millionaire got a right to ask anybody to pay money for him? It shows you how much money actually means to the world, doesn't it? It shows you, you can have lots of money and be on YouTube and suddenly you just become famous. And people like you because you've just got money. But if you haven't got money, you get very few people who listen to you. You may have better ideas than they have or better things to talk about, but no, because you haven't got the money, it doesn't work like that. You need to be rich. You need to be in a situation of power before anybody can listen to you. It's just, I don't know. It's just a weird thing. That is, we in the world. We know that isn't true, Liz. I can't put that. I can't put that up. But you know, hey Don Amado, thank you for being here. For I'll let Brian up. Let me welcome you. Thank you for being here. My name, like I said, my name is Paul, and I operate this channel as a discussion panel. We do not have any drama, but we'd like to discuss things. So today's topic is the Russell Brand and Andrew Tate's case. Is this toxic masculinity, and has YouTube helped to spread this, or have they made it worse? Have they made it better? Should I say? But thank you for being here, mate. It's a pleasure seeing you. It's a pleasure. Okay, now here's Brian.
What's up? What's up? What's up?
Yeah, what's up, my man? How are you doing?
Let me change my stuff here real quick. Sorry. I
Hey.
changed my settings. Is my microphone better now?
It's a bit faint, but that's okay. I mean, as long as it can anybody else. Hey,
How about
Chris,
now?
how you doing?
Is that better?
Yeah, that's better. If you'd like to jump up on panel cane course for this one, the StreamYard's there. You're very welcome. That includes anybody else too. And Liz is always welcome here, so she doesn't need to have an invite because she's Liz and she's my co-host. Okay, so I was blethering on, Brian. Welcome. How you doing, mate?
I'm doing fantastic. I couldn't pass up this subject matter because I think there's a lot to be said. there's a thing called money, power, respect. First, you get the money, then you get the power, and then sometimes when you get that power, you act a certain way or maybe even act differently than what you did before all of it. And there are people who don't have that same money and same power that start respecting you. Every, and that has nothing to do with right, wrong, or indifferent. If you are outlandish, the more outlandish you are, if people see you as some type of powerful money having figure, then people tend to believe the nonsense that some people say. And I believe that's the case with Andrew Tate. There are a lot of people who don't have what he has. They don't get some of the women that he gets. And they try to live a lifestyle that it's really not reality driven.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
can't treat women like that and think that you're
no,
going to be able to get swarmed by all these beautiful women. It doesn't work like that.
no, it really doesn't. Sometimes you like to think that it does sometimes, but in real life, it doesn't. And in real life, you should act a certain way.
All right.
You know. Um. Yeah. Well, Don. Yeah. Russell Brand. Russell Brand is. Yeah.
He's got.
He
He's
was.
really effeminate. Really, he
Yeah.
doesn't come across as a masculine man by any stretch of the imagination.
But over here, he's known as a word called a swordsmith.
Okay, I get that. I've heard that before.
Yep. So he's known as the swordsmith. He's a total ladies' man. He's worked up from being. I'm trying to think of the right word. So I'm gonna. If I say the wrong word, please forgive me. He was an abuser of substances.
Yes, he's talked about that. He was a he was addicted to drugs. Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
and
So I
wasn't he
had
a
to be careful.
comedian?
Yes, he was a stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
He was a stand-up comedian. He turned actor. Then no, he turns into author. He turned actor. Now he's turned into a presenter. Now he's turned into a truther.
Mm, yeah. Sometimes people let this false sense of reality overtake their real sense of reality.
Mm, yeah.
I mean, listen, I don't understand the way the world works anymore because you think that times where people who are educated and they have a little bit of common sense about themselves, why would anyone sit there and allow someone to dictate to them their own moral compass? I don't get it.
Well, some people need that. Some people do. They feel like they need in their life to listen to somebody. I mean, it's a
Yeah,
good job that
sheep,
some people do because we
sheep need
wouldn't
to
have the
follow.
pan. Yep, we wouldn't have the panel to. We wouldn't have people to listen to us. But I'm not asking people for. I'm asking for opinion. He is becoming a truther. He's using conspiracy theories. He thinks the government's
Hmm.
out to get him. He thinks big companies are out to
and
get
we're
him and stuff like that.
and we're not and we're also not trying to dictate people how to interact with women and how we should treat others. That's not the premise of your show or my live streams. When you have people like Andrew Tate who are trying to tell people you can live a better life if you only listen to me and follow these rules which are outlandish, that's where I go, how is anybody with a real sound mind fall for this trap of nonsense?
Oh yeah, he can have his lifestyle as long as you're paying women to go onto cameras and showing themselves off, because that's what he does. He operates a cam. I think he's cam girl center with his brother. You know,
Hmm.
so you can have that lifestyle as long as you've got that. And you got to remember, he made his money through fighting too.
Hmm.
He was a fighter.
Yeah, he was a kickboxer. I know. He wasn't a very
Yeah,
good one, but he was a kickboxer.
he was a champion, world champion.
Uh, was he? Because
Hold
listen,
on.
this is what I don't think that it was a real world champion kickboxer, because they have different weight classes and belts that don't really mean a whole lot. So somewhere down the line, he may have had a belt somewhere, but I don't think he's a world champion.
Um, hold on. Okay. Yeah, he won the world light heavyweight championship in kickboxing, and
That's news to me. I didn't know that.
he defended the world full contact lightweight cruiser title.
What year was that?
That was in 2014,
Okay,
and
so
okay,
long enough not to be relevant anymore.
well, it's still relevant. I mean, he's still a world champion. You wouldn't exactly say that to Mike Tyson, would you? You know, Mike Tyson was a world
Well,
champion.
well, Mike Tyson was undefeated for so long. But I put it to you like this: there are a lot of people who win the belt and they
Hmm.
don't retain the belt very long, and a lot of people who won the belt and never did anything else after that and became obscure. And
Well, he
so,
won.
what I'm saying is, he might have won it, but I don't know if he was, the greatest kickboxer that
Oh,
ever
he
was
wasn't the
around. He may
greatest.
have
I mean,
had
he
right.
did win. He did when he held
Yeah,
the
can't take that away from him. I'm not going to take that
yeah
away from him. Right.
when he won the world full contact like cruiserweight title. He won 6 fights after that. Then he wins the
I mean,
world light heavyweight championship. Then he won 3 fights after that.
hmm and then
Then he
retired.
won. No, no. Then he won it again. No, he lost that one. Then after that, 3 fights after the loss, he then sort of retired into doing what he does now.
Hmm.
So yeah, so he is a world
It took me a
champion. You
while.
know?
Well, see, that's the thing. People know him for his very off the wall commentary more than they know about his kickboxing career.
Yeah,
Mike Tyson, you wouldn't say, "Oh, he's got a YouTube channel or a podcast," but you know more about Mike Tyson's boxing career because that's what he was good at, as opposed to the stuff he does now.
yeah, that's very true. I mean, now doesn't he own a weed farm now,
Yeah,
or was it a farm? Was it a pharmaceuticals?
yeah. I think he does hot boxing with Mike or something like that with Mike Tyson.
Yeah. You're not going to exactly tell him to stop, are you?
No.
I mean, it's Mike Tyson for God's sake. He's got this persona around him.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't think I would say too much to Mike Tyson if I saw him. Not too much.
No, neither would I. He is still the man when it comes to
Every
fighting.
When it comes to laws of attraction, I still believe that for every action you get a reaction. Based on that reaction, you learn how to act and to get
Exactly,
more reaction.
and
Saying that you have
that's
to do certain things that may have worked for a certain woman or for a certain man toward a certain woman doesn't mean that that same thing applies to all men.
yep, and that's the same with Andrew Tate in Romania. It's bit him on the ass
Yeah.
because he's been arrested and he's. I don't know if I don't know if the charge. I think the charge is still ongoing. I think he can't leave Romania.
I
He's got to
can't
stay
remember
there
why he
now.
got released. He was released, and I don't know if the charges were dropped or if he still has pending charges. I don't know.
I think he's still got their pending charges. Okay, so there's 4 of them. They've been accused of
What a
grab.
rape.
Yep, yeah, I can't say that word. So grab, human trafficking, and forming an organized crime group to Lexi exploit women.
Mm.
They continue to deny all charges and remain under investigation concerning money laundering. Oh, and it gets worse. It gets trafficking of minors too. On the 4th of August, the house arrest was replaced by judicial control till the 2nd of October, allowing the 4 accused to leave the house but not leave the country.
Yeah, see, why would anyone listen to a person like that? I don't get.
But the mind boggles. The mind does boggle. He talks about the way people used to talk about in the 60s and the 70s. I mean, we're of a certain age now. We're one of the last generation where we could possibly talk like that when we were younger, and
Mm-hmm,
they
mm-hmm,
could say,
mm-hmm.
and people could say, "Oh, yeah, you shouldn't talk," and we'll go, "Yeah, that's very true. We shouldn't now." But it resonates with younger people because they haven't heard that before. If that makes
Well,
sense.
well, there's a thing called you have your own truths, right?
Yeah,
So, you've got your stories. You could probably tell the stories that, you and I have shared on our Discord about what it was like when we were single back in the day, things that probably worked for us. And you
nothing
probably
worked for me
thought,
when I was single, mate. Nothing did.
but well, you always had stories, you always say, and if one of your guy friends came up to you and say, man, how'd you do that? You just tell them the story
Yeah.
thinking that, hey, this is supposed to work with, for everybody. If I could do it, anybody could do it. But that's
Okay, so
when you mature, though, you understand. And that's just what I keep trying to tell you. When it comes to everything, individuals should be treated as such individuals.
yes,
Not
it
everything's
should
going to
be
work. It's not this cookie cutter solution for everything and for everybody. It's you have to have a personal approach, and your own
exactly.
truths have to be approached and used.
So our newcomer Don has made a very good point, and this is what he says here: men are frustrated, so they listen to Tate as akin to a president.
Mm-hmm.
That is very true. That is very
Yep.
true.
Mm-hmm.
Never has a truer word's been spoken. I think
That
that's the
is
saying.
exactly right. And you know what? That's why I don't understand when people are like, men need to be tougher, men need to be more masculine. When I hear men cry about how women are overpowering them or making them feel this kind of way, I really just want to grab them by the fucking collar and say, grow a pair. Punch them
Well,
in the
they
face
say,
and say,
yeah,
stop being a little baby.
yeah. Let's talk about history. They say men should be tougher, like they were back in the day. The toughest men were gentlemen. They used to dress
Exactly.
around with flowers on their jackets. Used to put
Hmm.
perfumes on and used to wear powdered wigs.
I'm going to say the wigs. Yes.
Yes,
Wigs.
their powdered wigs. These are men
Hmm.
of industry, men of power, men of war.
Hmm.
Officers used to go into battle smelling all the finest, all their finery, you know, while leaving the soldiers to dress up like muck and all that. The officers would go in and they'd be having their wigs done and everything else is all smart and everything else. These were like the men were before.
Right. I agree.
You
And
know,
I was even talking about before we had to go back to work. I stopped on the for Penguins. Penguin did a live today, and we were talking
okay,
about confidence. And when men, if you have confidence in everything you do, the way you walk, the way you carry yourself, you'll be surprised how many women find confidence sexy and attractive. It's not about
yeah, that's
necessarily
true.
how much money you have, how much,
Hmm.
what kind of clothes you wear. You could be wearing shorts and a t-shirt. If you walk and carry yourself with confidence, you will find women that will think that that is very sexy and very attractive in a man.
That's very
I
true.
I I still don't buy the whole, men are oppressed bull stuff that people keep saying, and woe is me. I mean,
Hmm.
I just don't buy it. I don't buy it. If you're not getting a woman because you don't have confidence or you feel like you're oppressed and or whatever, suck it. I don't care. Stop whining to me about it.
Yep. Well, I put the I'd like to hear women's point of view. I want to hear women's point of view. We need a women's point of view on here. I'd like to have somebody tell a woman to come up here so I can hear their point of view because obviously their point of view is different. And
Hmm.
it doesn't make me mad to Don. You again, you come up with a belter there. It makes me mad thinking it is okay to cheat on their wives. Absolutely, it is not
Oh
okay
yeah.
to cheat on your spouse, no
Nope.
matter if you're or gay, no matter if you're straight, gay, or whatever.
Leave. Leave. If you're
Leave.
unhappy, leave.
Yep. If you're unhappy, the door's there. Just go. Don't announce your departure. Just leave. You
Yeah.
know.
See, but here's what I would say. When a person is thinking of cheating, there's steps to that. There's a
Yes.
long road that you have dealt with your significant other before you get to a point of cheating. Now, I get it. Sometimes people go out and they drink and they lose control, and it might happen on the spur of the moment. But for the most part,
Well,
when people are cheating, they are cheating because they are missing an emotional connection in the person that they're in a committed relationship with.
I could
And it
give you
takes
an
some points for them to get to that
yep,
point, though.
I can give you some. I could give you an experience. My experience when my dad left my mum,
Hmm.
he didn't just leave my mum. He done it in stages.
Hmm.
He took little bits. He took little bits of his wardrobe. He took little bits of his own personal stuff and moved them into somewhere else.
Hmm.
Then he moved them to some. Kept on doing that. Unfortunately, because you stay. My mum stayed in the house. You get house blinds, or you don't you? You don't notice things going missing.
Hmm. Hmm.
You think you look and go, "Oh, I wonder where I put that."
Right.
And oh, I'll find it later. It's probably just around the house somewhere.
Well, you're talking about the physical slowly moving. I'm talking about the
Mm,
emotional slow moving. So when you're emotionally getting to a point, and that point should lead up to maybe people cheating, but it takes a lot of argument. It takes a lot of disagreements. It takes an abstinence of sex between two people that makes one want to go out and think about cheating on their significant other. There are steps that usually go coincide with cheating. And for most people, it takes a while for those steps to come to fruition.
yeah,
But again, like I said, there are times where it's really quick. People go out and do dumb things because they're drunk or whatever, and they're just, can't be trusted individuals. And they just go out and cheat because they think it's fun.
yeah. I've met a few of those in my time. Yeah, definitely,
Hmm.
definitely.
But
But I knew.
I don't, playing with people's hearts was something I was really good at back in my younger days. And that's why
Oh,
when I
yeah,
hear
little
people like,
heartbreaker there, Brian.
well, that's why it bothers me when I hear people like Tate and Russell Brand saying, it's okay to have multiple partners and you have to just be upfront with them, letting them know that they are
I
just one piece of a pie that you are going to
yeah.
continue trying
I
to fulfill.
don't think Russell Brand said he's had multiple. It's okay to have multiple partners. I don't think that he said that. I think that's more Andrew Tate saying that.
That's Andrew Tate. That's more Andrew Tate. Okay, cool.
Yeah, yeah. I just have to correct you. That was more Andrew Tate. That was more Andrew Tate's things. Because
Yeah, he's a
he
definitely
thinks women.
misogynist.
Yeah, he treats women as property.
Yeah, they're definitely possessions for him. Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely. Man, there are some women who think men are possessions to them. It
Or
does work.
means to an end. Sometimes women
Yeah,
think, okay, I got to have this guy being because he makes money. He's going to provide for me. Who cares if I really love him or not? I'll just do my thing while he's working or traveling and just use him for his money. There are a lot of women who are users out there.
okay, so yeah, definitely. Brand did cheat on it. Yep, Liz. Brand did cheat on his girlfriend in his younger years. He's cheated on many women on his younger years. But when he's doing this podcast, I don't think he said it's okay to have multiple partners. That's more of an Andrew Tate thing. He's said.
This is what I tell my younger nephews and younger people who I speak with when they ask me stuff about relationships because of my past. Love is the
Yeah,
hardest thing you will ever do until you have a child because it is very, for men sometimes it's very emasculating to be vulnerable, to give your all your emotions and your heart and put someone else in charge of the well-being of that heart. it's difficult for men to let that happen. But when you do let it happen, it can be very rewarding. And that's why sometimes when it happens and it doesn't work out, people get heartbroken. It's very difficult to mend from a broken heart when you give your all. The reason I say children
Yeah,
is because children have taught me to love unconditionally. That doesn't mean that I'm expecting it back. I love unconditionally because that's what I want to do. Other people don't dictate to me how I am going to love. So I could be in a relationship, not saying that I am, I could be in a relationship that was not great. But if I'm still going to love that person, I choose to do that. It does nothing to do if I'm giving it is getting returned. I don't have to have love in return for me to love someone.
I can say I've never cheated on anybody.
Well,
No, I
Paul,
haven't.
not
I haven't. I
everybody.
haven't.
No, that's why we call you Sir Paul, because you are an upstanding citizen, sir. You're Sir.
um, I'm not an upstanding citizen, but I've just never cheated on anybody. I haven't. Maybe emotionally cheated. Maybe that's right because I've been with somebody when I've been in love with somebody else, but I haven't been in the act of physical cheating. If that makes sense.
Mm, I kind of does.
Yeah, I've been. Yeah, I've only been in love with somebody once in my life, and it wasn't my ex-wife neither, because that was happened when I was way too young and I was stupid.
Mm,
You know. Um,
yeah,
yeah, and
we
it
all
broke
make
me
dumb
actually.
mistakes.
Oh yeah, don't we? Yeah. I always used to be a good Mormon until I said that then it was yeah, it was women, then beer that made my downfall in that order.
Usually is in that order. It usually
Usually
is in
is.
that order.
Okay. So Don, another they said they heard the rapper Jay Z got a divorce because his wife stopped shaving. Jay Z.
Jeezy got a divorce because his wife
Jeezy.
stopped shaving. I'm not sure if I heard that one. Because wasn't he married to the? She was on some kind of a women's talk show. The Talk, I think that was her name. She was like an Asian
You're talking
woman.
about thing I don't know. Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know about. Was she a good looking girl though?
yeah, she's cute.
Dang. Liz has came up with another good one. Fame and fortune and power always allowed. Yeah, yeah, that is very true. We had a guy here called. Have you ever done? If you've ever heard of him, called Sir Jimmy Savile. Have you heard of him, Brian?
No, I don't think I have.
Okay, Sir Jimmy Savile. He was an ex wrestler, not a big guy, but an ex wrestler. He was an ex coal miner, what we called a Bevin boy, which who didn't serve in the army in World War II, but he served in the mines. Then he became a presenter for the BBC. He got worked up to do radio, I think, radio, and then on to TV and to BBC. And he used to do a thing called Top of the Pops, which is a big music program. He used to put every week. You'd every weekend. I
Hmm.
don't know if you had something in America equivalent to.
Kind of like American Bandstand when we had like what was it? Dick Clark. I think I know what you're talking about. Go ahead. Yeah.
So we had this big thing, and all the top bands appeared on it, and the top artists, and they all did a turn, and then he got into children's TV. Then he used to have a program called Jim will fix it for you, and he used to go around and used to grant kids wishes. They'd write to him, say, "Dear Jimmy, I want to meet the Liverpool football squad. Please, can you make this happen?" So he'd go and make this happen and give them a special badge with Jim will fix it for you. It was a big badge there. It was a really popular program, and he got involved in lots of things, charities. Then, when he passed away, he found out he was the dirtiest old man in the world.
Oh,
He was Britain's biggest paedophile.
no way.
Yeah, he infected more people and everything. We used to go around work as a porter he used to go around to help out as a porter in a hospital,
Mm, mm,
and
mm.
he was found out, and people reported him, but the police didn't do nothing. For years, the police did not do nothing because it was Sir
That's
Jimmy
crazy.
Savile. He was found kissing and inappropriate touching a what's a person in a coma called?
Mm, mm.
Yeah, the
Uh,
person you found.
groping,
Huh?
groping.
No, no, the person in a coma. What are they called? This is they're in a coma anyway. He was found inappropriate touching them and kissing them. People reported.
Mm,
I mean, famous people have reported not to be working with him and reported him doing sickening things. And when he passed away, comatose. That's it. Comatose patients. He would
oh,
inappropriate
comatose.
touch.
Yes. Okay, gotcha.
Yep. He would
Wow.
inappropriate touch young girls. He got away with it because he was Sir Jimmy Savile. When he died, all of it came out. It was so bad they knocked down his grave because it didn't want people didn't do attacks on him. He was Britain's biggest paedophile. Then we had another guy called Rolf Harris. Rolf, this has worked for the same companies. Rolf Harris used to
Mm.
appear on children's TV programs. He used to do paintings. He was a good artist. He even done a painting of the Queen. The Queen gave him commission to do her painting for her. It turned out that he was also a paedophile.
Mm, 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 mm.
They had another guy. Have you heard of Gary Glitter?
Yes, I believe he was an entertainer, wasn't he?
Yeah, he
Didn't
was
he
a
do like
singer.
putting on the Ritz or something like that?
He was a singer. He sung "Who Wants to Be in My Gang."
Didn't he sing
You
something
know
else
that
more
song?
popular?
Huh?
He sang something else more popular than that, didn't he?
No, that was "Who Wants to Be in My Gang" is the biggest one he done
Okay, that must have
because the
been it.
song
Okay.
went, "Who wants to be in my gang, my gang, my gang? Who wants to be in my gang?" Oh yeah, you don't want to be part of his gang. He's in jail for being a paedophile too.
Yeah, I heard about him. I think that's
Yeah,
really
and
known
he's
or
got.
well known.
And he went to another country in Asia, and they said deported him back, so he's now serving in time in jail. These are the
Hmm.
same people who worked in the same organisations as
Indeed.
Russell Brand, employed by the same thing. It's about time that they started doing something about these people.
Yes, they have to do something about it.
Yeah, and because they got away with it because they were famous.
Well, they got away with it because people turned a blind eye because he was probably, helping them and providing some kind of financial assistance or doing something that they didn't want to end. So why, report somebody if you're going to lose the benefit that that person's giving you?
Hmm. I mean, if you want to, just Google Sir Jimmy Savile and it'll come up with a whole list of crimes that he's done.
Mm.
And this is a guy that royalty hang round. It used to hang round with royalty too. Hang round with prime ministers.
Well, hell, you don't know who you're hanging out with most of the time, even on these YouTube streets. You get the people out there who are probably the biggest ones talking about how much they hate
Yeah.
pedophiles or probably pedophiles. You just don't know.
Yep, Don says it again. The R. Kelly effect. R.
Yeah,
Kelly.
the R. Kelly effect. Yeah, the R. Kelly effect.
Beautiful
Exactly.
singer, amazing singer. Yeah.
Everybody knew he was a freaking pedophile. Even when he married Aaliyah, we all were like, "Wait a minute, he married
Yeah.
Aaliyah? Wasn't she like 15?"
Then she tragically passed away.
Nobody
That
said
was just,
anything. Yeah, and yeah, that was tragic.
yeah, that was.
And,
I was at a plane crash.
yep,
Yeah, that was sad. She was a really beautiful person and wow, up and coming. She could have been bigger than Beyonce, I think.
she would have been better than the Beyonce. There would have been no Beyonce because
Yeah.
Aaliyah would have been the singer.
Mm. Yeah, R.
Pretty
Kelly,
much.
13-year-old girls, doing what he done to them, then actually taping it too.
Hmm. That's the dumb part. Well, all of
Yeah.
it's dumb, But why would you tape yourself committing a crime like that?
Well, I'm going to address this issue. Well, Don, you're welcome on here. You will not. Um, we'll never dox anybody on here. This is, like I say, a non-drama, and you know what? I will stick by that. I have Brian can tell you, my co-host Brian can tell you, I have taken people off for just by appearing on here with a fake name. We don't have any of that
Absolutely not.
here. You know, whatever you've done in your past, that's you, mate. Weapons, all right. Weapons possession is pretty bad over here, but it may not be as bad in America, but it's better. But that's your past. We're not going to rag you for it, mate. You're very welcome to be on here, mate. So you know, but no, but yeah, but going back, it's a position of power, isn't it? It's the power thing that makes people think they can do this.
Hmm.
I mean, look at the
Absolutely.
people. Look at the people of the 70s. Look at Elvis. Everybody loves Elvis, yeah.
I know you're gonna say,
And
but go ahead. I'm gonna let you say it.
yeah,
Go ahead. I know what you're gonna
okay.
say.
But I have got somebody up in here. Can you give a big hand to Liz? Lizard breath.
A lizard breath.
Hello, gentlemen.
Yay!
How are
Hello,
you?
Liz.
I gotta
We're
ping
very
Liz.
good. Oh, that's good. Always lovely to have you here, Liz.
Hey,
I can't hear her. Can you
I
hear her?
think they're gross.
Yeah, I can hear.
Oh, there, better?
She got me blocked. Damn.
Yep.
That's real
No,
cold.
can you
I
hear
know.
me now?
Terrible.
Can you hear me
Brian?
now?
Yeah, I can hear you. But I can't hear Liz.
Okay. Good. That's good, mate.
Um,
I will one day come up. I will come up and see you on your panel one day, mate. So good, man.
Well, hey,
And like I
I'm
say,
glad
always a
Liz.
pleasure to have you here.
I'm glad Liz came because I am gonna have to drop down anyway. Gotta go start making dinner. Appreciate you, brother. You know you are my man.
Yeah.
Liz,
Thank you very
hold
much.
it down. Thanks
okay,
for
can you hear
joining
me
and
now?
keeping them company. I'm glad you're
Yeah.
feeling a little bit better, Paul. And we'll talk soon.
Yeah. Talk soon, mate. You take care.
All
Brian,
right,
can
buddy.
you hear me
Bye,
now?
everybody in chat.
Yep. Brian's going, Liz. Brian's gone.
Well, you can hear
Okay.
me, but Brian can hear me.
I know. Okay, we've got another visitor, Liz. It's the first time on the panel here, and it's Don.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi, guy.
Hello,
How you
Don.
doing,
How are
man?
you?
Good.
I'm good, just in good spirits and everything like that. So,
Mm.
there's some panels that I guess you would say that are racist or whatever, and the whole thing for people who are trying to beef with me because I tell what I am, but a lot of people don't are trying to spin a false narrative of me,
Well,
and
well, Don. I'll go. I'll take
yeah,
it. We don't need to know what you think as long as you're polite and you talk well and you're not disrespectful
exactly.
to anybody. You're more than welcome up here, mate.
I hear that. So it's like with me, right?
Hmm.
So so with all that, I, I got doxxed, and to me, I could have been mad and everything like that, but for some reason, I was just calm about it. You know what I'm saying? Because usually a person, I guess, will get angry and have a bad day, but with me, I could say I was actually calm. I guess it's a sense of a maturity, and you see how certain people are just will just do anything for clout. So other than that, I'm just chilling and just seeing what the rest of the year is going to be like.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Well, over here we do not dox. We do not go into personal information. All we talk
Right?
about is the sub. We talk about is the subject matter. So, like, right now it is about Andrew Tate and Russell Brand, and that's all we'll talk about until I say, "All right, now it's over. We can have fun time now."
Got you. So this is one thing I'm not going to be about Andrew Tate, right?
Yeah.
I it's like I only came up across him like maybe last year or a year ago. And the thing is, though, I didn't know anything about him or that other guy, Sneeko, right?
Yep.
So it was like everybody's like, "Oh, you're Tate, you're this." I'm like, "Okay, who's Andrew Tate?" Now, I'm not going to lie. There is some stuff that he says that sounds okay. You know what I'm saying? As far as,
Oh
all
yeah.
right,
Oh yeah. There is
I'm
some
going.
things. It sounds okay, but it's a spin he puts behind it.
Yeah, like for example, I don't know if it's like the editing of his clips or anything like that, but it's like, okay, they show him in the car, right? But yeah,
Yeah.
he's talking about he has like a clip that he's talking about school shooters. I guess in the United States, I don't know if you have that in the UK,
No,
but
we really don't. No, we've got a really our last school shooting was back in 1995, 96,
all
and
right,
we had then because it was infant children that got shot.
all right.
We changed our gun
RP,
laws. We went full total on our gun laws.
RP to those young children.
Yeah.
The thing that I was saying is that he was talking about that, but he was saying that the basis of why people of I guess why young people have done that in the past is because of people who have lack of respect. So I was like interesting. I was like interesting, and then he
Yes.
was talking, and then was mentioning about his grandmother, how he was like, how he said that it was like that it was like 70 people, and he said including him, and within all these 70 people just came out. I guess he was saying like came out from his grandmother. They did not care about whatever stuff right there. They cared that she was still alive, and they were celebrating that she was still alive and how she raised the children and everything like that.
Yeah.
So those are all the clips that I see. I'm and I've seen the bad clips also where he's like, yeah, you gotta hold her by the neck or some crap like that. I'm like, okay, oh right, my bad. I don't know if it's
Um, yeah. Don, can you do me a favour? Can you turn down your mic a little bit, please, mate?
yeah, I'm just actually by my all right. Is that good?
Just a little bit more because there's a little bit of an echo happening too. A little bit of feedback.
Yeah, cause I'm actually on my what you gonna call it
Cell phone.
yeah, I'm actually on
Yeah.
my how should I say my USB
I,
speakers on my ears, so
yeah. I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. I mean, Andrew Tate hasn't had a good childhood, what I can gather.
But
Like he's
what's
had
the
a.
excuse? But what gives that an excuse? Not
It's not an
everybody had a
excuse.
great
No,
childhood, so
no,
some of us persevered and overcame.
that is very true. I mean, I didn't have a good childhood. It doesn't mean I've done the things that he said. You know.
I mean, the thing is, I don't know, cause you know, the, between different states and everything like that are different educational systems. I don't know how the education system is in the UK, but in one of the clips that I've actually seen of him, he was talking about when he was raised in Luton. So I don't. So I never been to the UK. I know that I have somewhere within my bloodline that I had ancestors from there, but can't really trace
Yeah,
it.
that's a lot of people from America, mate. That's a lot of people from America.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, the way the school system works over here, you get first school and you get middle school, or you get and then you get secondary, or you go from which is called primary up to secondary. You know, because it's
Okay.
sort of you get your first school and middle school are together.
All right.
You know, so then you go off into college or go to sixth form. Then from sixth form you go to university, and from college you get your trade degrees from.
All right.
You know,
So,
Yes,
in your opinion, in your opinion, would you say that that the education system is better in the UK than in the US, or it's equal?
oh, that's a difficult one. That's a difficult. I think there's certain subjects that we're better at than Americans.
All right,
I think some of the American systems is better than us. It's about even.
all right,
I think it's about even. I mean, the way we do things over here. So we, like you say, we'll go through. Like, let's do the way I went to school. So I went to first school,
all
then I
right,
went to middle school, then I went to secondary school.
all right.
And after secondary school, you can leave when you're 16.
Really?
So you leave.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, this is at my age. You can leave now. Now it's 18 now, but you leave at
Okay,
16.
okay,
So you can get yourself a job, or you can go to college, or you can go to sixth form, where you
all
pick
right,
up an exam called A levels. And after your A levels, you go to university.
nice.
But if you can get yourself a job when you're age of 16, this is what they used to do for us when we were younger. I don't know about now, but they'll put you through a thing called an NVQ, which is a national vocational qualification.
All right,
And so if you're a landscape gardener, they'll make you work 4 days a week, and they'll put you through college 1 day a week because they count that as
all right.
work. So you're learning to get a skill. Or you can go to
And
college five days a week.
all right. The reason why I'm asking is because since Andrew Tate was raised in the UK, and I
Yeah.
guess he has like multiple passports, and then Russell Brand, um, you know, he's in the UK also. So
Yeah, he definitely.
the reason why I'm asking is because okay, I see that I see that both of these men, whether or not I guess they have certain they have some type of education,
Yes.
but
Yeah.
and but the thing is though, it's like me being an American. The reason why I ask questions is because okay, how like I might see shows and everything like that. Some shows that might be funny, some shows that might be dank. But
Hmm.
the thing is the, the reason why I ask is because okay, like certain people in America, they have like their their views on Andrew Tate,
Yes.
and I know people in the UK they might have their views on Andrew Tate. So this is my thing.
But yeah, your views on Andrew Tate are mostly worldwide between young men.
Yes, it is. But the thing is, though, what I'm trying to say is this: if Andrew Tate, right, is so influential that when he got caught or he stood in jail, right,
Yes.
that men, I don't know, that men in Greece were saying free top G, free top G.
Yeah. Yeah.
My thing is that okay, what is going on that you have people in America, people in Britain, people in Greece, and other people who actually gravitate to what this guy is saying? What is it
I,
that are I'm trying to think because I could say that there's certain factors that happen, but I don't know all the factors. I'm
okay.
saying
So
like I'm saying like as far as Americans and the UK,
yep. So
what
I'm going to give you.
what
I'll. Yeah, I can understand your question. I'll give you my opinion. Then, Liz, you want to add your opinion after me? Liz. Liz.
Liz?
Yes, yes,
Liz?
sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
I said
I'm
I
going
want
to.
a repeat of the actual question, though,
Okay.
when
The
you're
Why does
through.
question
Andrew Tate resonate through young men throughout the world?
yeah. It has to be
Okay.
something because
Yeah.
it's
So
like
I'm going. Yeah, I'm going to give my opinion. Then, Liz, you want to give yours?
Sure.
Okay. So the reason why I said this earlier, reason why his opinion resonates with young men. I take it you're an older gentleman, mate.
Yes,
You're
I
the
just
last
turned
generation.
40
Yeah,
this year.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so I mean, I'm 48. We're one of the last generations to ever have views from our parents and our grandparents in from a certain
Yeah.
era. Okay, so
Hmm.
so from certain eras, we're allowed to say whatever we wanted. It'd be
Right.
there would be no comeback to it.
Right.
Now there's a massive load of political correctness gone wrong. There's people shoving there's the media shoving their opinions down people's throats. We sort of didn't have that because we sort of had our own minds to make up.
Right.
But now younger generations not having that, so they're listening to it's almost like a religion, a false prophet. Andrew Tate being the
Yeah.
false prophet there. So he's taking
Yeah.
the words, he's taking words that we're used to hear, and we're going, oh, no, that shouldn't happen. We know this, and we stopped it. That's what. And these young guys are not hearing this, so they're hearing it and thinking, oh, that's a brilliant idea. We'll go and do that.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, I know
Yeah,
that, and there's a lot of people, and I don't know if you're actually familiar with this terminology. I guess it's called red pill. It's a whole bunch of people
yeah,
who are actually trying to break away from this philosophy.
yeah. The red pill, the blue pill, the Matrix.
Yes.
Yes, exactly. And people think Andrew Tate's the pill that you did break away from the Matrix with, because that's the thing he's putting out. He's putting out a movie quote. That's all it is. And because most of these young people are thinking, "Oh, the Matrix. Oh, that sounds brilliant." Well, we know it's just a movie.
Yeah.
Okay, Liz.
I think it's bullshit. I think the older generations
Yeah,
told you to sit there, shut up, and you're supposed to be seen and not heard. The younger generations, we're on that cusp of the changeover. The younger generations, they're still fanboying over celebrity. We did it, our parents did it, their parents did it. Every generation has done it. The problem is we're looking back and seeing these kids, they're not just the TV actors and radio personalities. These kids have internet people that they're tuning into. It is more accessible to them. They don't have just one weekly TV program that they're tuning into. So, no, I don't see the younger generations buying into this other than, hey, this guy was a celebrity in more than one case. He did the Big Brother thing, he did
yeah,
the kickboxing thing.
yeah.
And young men, especially young men, are a little more susceptible to leaning into their violence. And so
So
they see
Yeah.
this big, powerful man and they think, oh my God, you know, think about the football players we had or the celebrities we had as kids who were the big, tough, strong men at the time. So
I
I don't
mean,
see
when
it
I
as
was a
any
kid, it was Charles Barkley, give or take.
O.J. Simpson,
Yeah.
George Best. You don't know who
Wayne
George Best is,
Gretzky.
do you?
I've heard of George Best.
Yeah. But,
I just can't put an image to it yet.
yeah, world famous football player, one of the best in the world. Love beer and love women.
Right.
Not American football player.
No, not America. He was
Uh,
from Northern Ireland. Yeah, he was from Northern Ireland.
But that's the
he,
yeah.
thing. We're looking at these kids, and I don't see it the same. I don't see this the same as you guys. I think he's just a piece of shit. I think he has this image in his head that he's trying to live up to, and he's gonna spout whatever he wants because it's making him money.
Okay, so essentially, what about Russell Brand? Now, Russell Brand is a comedian. He's built
I'm
himself up.
on the fence with Russell Brand.
Yeah, he's like I said, he's built himself up. He's made himself into this thing. Now he's saying that the governments are after him, big tech companies are after him, the media's after him. Is he turning loopy or is it the truth?
I mean,
But
if you actually, just one thing I'm just saying. I don't know. I don't know. Like from what Russell Brand is really doing now. I'm just saying. Like I'm just ignorant to what he's actually about now. But I'm just saying that he actually made like a change from the guy that we thought that was like okay, the goofy drug addict or the funny guy. That to me. I'm American. I'm just
Yeah,
gonna
he's
say
made
this.
a change from what we'd call over here. This is what we'd call him a swordsmith, a ladies' man.
Well, I didn't know him as a ladies man. I just okay. There was
Yeah,
one that he made that he was like, okay, yeah, that he had a lot of ladies or whatsoever, and then he did marry Caitlin Perry up in
yeah,
India or
the
something
Kate
like that.
Perry. Yeah, Kate Perry. Yeah, Katy Perry. You did.
All right.
You did.
Now the thing is though, I'm like, all right. When I first saw him, it was like a movie or something like that. I was like, all right. Excuse me if I was wrong. I was like, yo, who's this dude? He looks effeminate as heck.
Yeah,
And I was like,
yeah.
okay, Russell. There was like Russell Brand. I'm like, I listened to his stand up one day, and it was like, I don't know if I'm not British. I don't get his jokes, but to me, I was just bored.
I don't get his
So
jokes neither, mate. I didn't find him funny.
exactly. So it's like I think he did like an awards or something in the state, and it was like, okay, you know, like how certain people y'all who have like the natural gift of gab on telling the jokes and everything like that. Like he was saying jokes and it was just not really resonating with me. And like, okay, what you talking about? You know what I'm trying to say? I'm
Yeah, I
not
know what you
gonna
mean.
say that he was a bad actor because to
No,
me he
but
is a good actor. But
it's not. We're
but
talking. Yeah, it's not.
his comedian
Yeah,
skills sucked.
it's not very. We're talking about his comedian skills. It's the allegations that's happened that he's done. I mean, he's been
Yeah. So
charged so far. There's 5 allegations of serious crimes against women.
all right. So when did those when did these allegations start? Because I know that he was in the
Okay.
truther thing, but I haven't
Yeah.
really been in the
So
truther
these
because
allegations started the last couple of months ago, and they come from
wait,
the
wait,
height of his
wait,
fame.
wait. There's one that's been lingering for years. And now that the others have
Yeah.
finally come forward, this has now got the spotlight as well.
Yeah,
And
that's what I'm
that's
gonna
the
say.
sad thing about some of these cases
Yeah.
is because women are liars and they're not to be believed. Not my opinion, but that's
But
what you'll hear.
well, they have
That
broke my little bitty heart, Liz. They have done that.
but that's the thing. Women can't be believed because they're liars. So when things like this come about, you need multiple people to come forward because unless you have it on video, and even if you have it on video, you're still not going to be believed.
Well, there was five allegations made from 2013 to 2015 made about
Yeah,
him.
10 years. 10 years now.
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. So it's taken 10 years for these to arise,
Yeah,
which to
and
me is disgusting. Which to me it is.
but this is and you guys are guys and it may not impact you, but this is reality for women. Um I know that allegations that a woman brings forward are not going to be taken as seriously as a
I
men
mean,
bringing it
Yeah.
forward.
And that is why I
it
wanted the woman. Sorry, Don. That is why I
it
wanted the
depends.
woman. Yeah, that is why I wanted the woman to come up on here because they've got a different side of the story.
Yeah, I mean, any allegations I'm saying like in the past workplaces that I've worked in, I mean, it was taken very seriously. well, except for last one, but I'm not going to really talk about that. But
Yeah,
all the allegations that I've seen, like within my work history, have been taken very seriously. These
we
pertain
have
to
to
a
look at
woman
all
being
these
disrespected.
we have to look at all these artists that are being in power. Look at Elvis. Elvis when he was young, when you sing, there's allegations of him hanging around with 15, 16 year olds. R. Kelly in jail. There's British artists being in jail. There's a guy called Bill Wyman. Was Bill Wyman? Where is he from? He's another really famous person. Went out with a 15-year-old back in the 80s.
But look at Jerry
What,
Lee
what was
Lewis.
Jerry Lee
wasn't there
Lewis, yeah,
like
and his cousin.
yeah, wasn't there
So
like a artist a black British artist that he was like a total creep and a demeter. The reason why I'm using the word demeter is because
that was Gary
YouTube is
Glitter. That was Gary
hmm,
Glitter.
that was
He
Gary
sung the
Glitter.
gang. Yeah, he sung a song called the leader of the gang.
All
I don't
right,
want to be in that gang. Yeah, I'm not gonna. I don't want to be in that gang, mate. You can leave me alone. As Vic says, Bill Cosby. These are people in the height of their power, men at the height of their power. Now, being famous and having money attracts women. Maybe the
And
wrong.
you're gonna get that. And you're gonna get the oddball who was just doing it for their 15 minutes of fame.
Yes.
But I think women tend to not think about the 15 minutes of fame when it actually happens to them because it happens so often. I mean, catcalling. You guys are, I I personally don't take offense to it. I think it's hysterical and it's like, haha, okay. you know, and I just blow it off. But
Yeah.
other women are completely offended by that.
Oh yeah. Yes. I mean, I've got to be guilty. I'm guilty of that when I was younger. Yeah. So I
What
think
was
most men
the
do that.
kid the other day from the '70s show? Didn't he just
Yes.
get jail
Yes.
time for
He
stuff like
got
this too?
jailed. Yeah. He got jailed for how many years? 30
Yeah,
odd years.
I mean, think about it. The old joke in Hollywood was the casting couch. You had to be able to perform on the casting couch, be able to be
Bill
in.
Weinstein. That's it.
Yeah,
Weinstein.
exactly.
Harvey
Hmm.
Weinstein.
But it's not just
Who?
him. It was
Yeah.
men in power, and it just turned into the casting couch joke.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. We've got to address this issue.
Oh,
I
Vic.
like when men
Woohoo.
whistle at me. Vic, you need help, mate. Ask your pool boy to whistle at you. Ask your groundsman to whistle at you.
But that's the thing. I can joke about it and not be offended by it and talk about it where a lot of other people are uncomfortable about it. And the only way to become not uncomfortable is to get yourself in a place where you can talk about these things.
Yeah, we need to talk about these things. It needs to be talked about. Right now, we're actually teetering on the edge because right now I've heard that YouTube is banning anybody who uses the hashtags of Andrew Tate and Russell Brand. But I'm using these points to get the point through. We need
My
to
whole
start
thing
talking about him.
my whole thing with Russell Brand, there are accusations from years ago, but it's not always like the sexual abuse portion of it. There are parts of this that are beyond that. And I think that's like the Tate with holding the women by their throat or objectifying them in the wrong way. And it's like, it's hard for me because Russell Brand, the way it's portrayed right now, with like the media and stuff going on, he feels like he's being criticized and stuff because they're not
He's
promoting him or telling him to step
he's
down
not
off a platform.
criticised. Yeah,
But
I think. I'm sorry to disrupt you, Liz. I don't think the word is criticised. He feels like he's hounded.
okay, but he technically broke terms of service. So if you're breaking the terms of service, expect your platform to be taken down a notch. And that's what everybody's forgetting. When you break the terms of service, and there are things in there that says if you have accusations of this, you need to step away. He literally could have just stepped away and say, we are going on hiatus until this is resolved through the courts. How hard is that? That would have been owning up to your possible mistakes
Yeah.
instead of being, I'm going to throw a fit and everybody is against me. And I don't think it is. I think,
No.
you know, if you abuse a platform, then there should be repercussions.
But we also have known people to abuse platforms around our community, haven't we?
Too many, too many, too many, but high
And
profile,
yep, yep. I
high
know how.
profile.
Yeah, yeah, I know. But they've done. They should have been taken down too. Yes.
I can agree with that. I mean, but
Yeah,
how do you do? I mean, how do you get that done? If you're working within their parameters and doing the things,
that's
high
true too.
profile, you're going to make the money and you're going to do this and that. But at the same token, that if you screw up, you are going to pay a bigger price.
Yep. And I think that Vic Ferrari should be banned too, just for wanting men to whistle at him. He's
No.
bringing the channel into disrepute. Oh, well, Liz, I've got to pick
If
on
we're
him.
not gonna if we're not gonna kink shame people who go after comatose patients, good lord.
I
There,
know.
there
There
are
was a
some. I'm sorry, guys. There are
yeah,
some things that can be kink shamed.
yeah, oh yeah, definitely, definitely. Wanting men to whistle at him,
Yeah,
no,
I
look,
agree.
naming you, Vic. Yeah, it's just that we Don, we're just taking the mick out of Vic because we all know him, we all chat together, and we're just having a laugh with him. We wouldn't necessarily do that thing. We don't do that type of thing over here. Everybody's free to have their opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I just read up about this guy, and to me, he
Yeah,
looks like I'm in my adage that he looks like a British version of Phil Spector.
yeah, yeah. Isn't Phil Spector British too?
I thought he was
Yes,
American. Let me check.
that was a question mark there. Okay, I have a
Yeah,
question
that's
for
funny.
you guys because you were talking
Okay.
about Russell Brand being effeminate, and I have a question. Um, are men getting more feminine or are women getting more masculine to kind of find a neutral ground? And so it looks like one or the other is changing
I
so differently.
I don't think it's either way.
I mean, I'm just saying that it's to the point, and I'm not talking about the alphabet community. I'm just talking about men in general. You have certain men who are actually having female traits. And let's say if I'm mad about something, let's say if I'm mad at Paul for, messing up my car and stuff. There's a way that you could talk about it. You could be loud, or you could talk to a man about it. Then there's the other thing, like you hurt my feelings when you broke my car and everything like that. I'm seeing a lot of men who are actually, I am not joking. They'll really say that you hurt my feelings. Now I'm
But
gonna have a
why
mental
is
crisis. I'm
but
sorry.
I'm curious about that. Why is that a bad thing? Actually having a conversation instead of blowing up and going over the top.
Okay, but all right. This is what I'm saying. It's like you have blowing up, going over the top, and then you have a discussion with where you and the man could come to understanding. Now there's a third option, and this is the third option I'm saying. Is a combination of going over the top and then throwing a hissy fit like a woman.
But why
So
is that a bad
therefore,
thing? And why does it have to be a hissy foot geared toward a woman?
all right. For example,
You, but that you wait. I want you to stop and think about this. Why is being a woman and having a hissy fit, because that's what you just said, why
right?
is
I'm not. I'm
that
not.
projected on toward a woman?
We're not. We're not projecting it towards a woman. Like for example, we're talking about men, right? Like okay, if a woman has a hissy fit, it's normal for her. You know what I'm saying? She has an entitlement for being angry. We're talking about the men, because if a man goes over the top, yeah, a man's gonna go over the top. But if a man goes over the top like a woman and start doing things on how a woman acts towards a man, 9 times out of 10, men are gonna go and try to call that out. So therefore, that's what I'm trying to say. As far as some men becoming feminine or realizing their feminine side.
And I'm going to ask you, why is that a bad thing? You're making
It,
it to
it, it,
me.
it,
Wait,
it,
wait,
it,
wait,
it,
Don. Wait, wait. To me, you're making it sound like women are less than,
no,
because
no, I'm
women
not.
aren't men. Because
Right,
technically, if a woman is aggressive and holds her position, she is either a
right.
cunt or a bitch. Whereas for men, he would be a leader. Do you see
I
what I'm
mean,
saying?
okay, I see what you're saying, but the point that I'm trying to say is not right or wrong. But the point that I'm trying to say is that there's certain stuff that 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 real men know, like how to get the point across, and how a man is not supposed to do. For example,
Says
if,
says who though?
I'm not saying says who. I'm just saying what societies have dictated. It's not rules that I made. It's not rules that Paul made. It's not rules that you made. But it's just certain stuff that you see that there's certain dynamics, and this is where the insults come in and everything like that on people who want to portray themselves as alpha males or sigmas and everything. So it's not, so in this day and age, everything is actually being played into how you respond to stuff. And since we live in a society that there's a lot of gaslighters, I could say one thing and I could be angry, and then that could actually be used against the person. So I'm not saying that it's good or bad, but I'm just trying to say is that you have to actually act accordingly, because since in this world there's a bunch of gaslighters, you could try to say and get your point across, and then a person could actually gaslight what you said and make a person look like the enemy when the fact is you didn't say those things.
But
That's the point that I was
okay,
trying to say.
my thing though is society dictates. Well, the thing about it is we are from a generation that is transitional. So I look at the older generations and we are the cusp of that, where we look at that and go, we're not going to do the same things they did. And then we change the things what we did for our children and grandchildren so they didn't repeat the same patterns. That's why typically it takes 100 years here in the US for things to change. It takes 3 generations for things to change over. So what
Yeah,
you're
it is.
saying to me is you look at the past and you're hearing what society is saying, but are you hearing all of what society is saying?
I am hearing what all society is saying,
So
but
men
but the,
transitioning to be a gentler, softer person is a good thing in my mind. Whereas we
I,
are now on equal playing fields. You guys may be stronger physically for
right.
lifting things and other than that, but other proven things are the women's brains are different, so we do things differently that you guys may not understand, but it's actually more effective. like women, I hate to say it, but women pilots are actually better than men pilots. And there's
Right.
studies on this because our reaction time is better.
Exactly. And I'm not doubting that. And I know that men who are gentler and everything like that, I'm not against it. The only part that I'm against is okay, and I'm not saying for all women, but you know that you have some women who are vindictive and who are well, that there's certain things that within the men. I'm not in this generation, past, present, and future, that men know that okay, men are supposed to do and men are not supposed to do. So if I see a man, right, and I'm not saying anybody's less than or anything like that, because we have all we men have our faults too. But if I'm getting into an argument and like okay, we argue and stuff, but then some some person will try to call me out my name first of all, and maybe if I have a friend or anything like that, they'll try to throw dirt like in the they'll try to throw dirt or anything like that. So therefore, when I'm saying as far as women, I'm not calling a woman less than or anything like that. I'm just saying that there's some men who harbor the worst feminine traits, and I'm not talking about a woman being gentle, kind, or anything like that. I'm talking about the worst traits that you as a woman have seen in other women. So that's all I'm putting out there.
Okay, but just because you call it a different name doesn't mean that it's not perpetuated in males.
Okay, guys.
You no
Sorry,
no,
Liz.
okay.
I'm not cutting you off the thing. We're just getting another visitor in the panel.
Vic's coming up to
Okay.
Right.
yell at me.
Yes, because coming up to late here. Okay, so please welcome Vic,
Hey
everybody.
guys,
Hi, Vic.
Hey Vic,
I'm
how you doing?
I'm not coming up to yell at anybody. You guys continue, and then I'll. I just had a couple of questions that I'll interject about this topic. I don't know anything about the guys you guys were talking about earlier.
Okay, so let's carry on.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I'm just saying that vindictiveness can be not just geared toward women or men. Yeah, I think it's just a societal human response. So just
Right.
because you give it a different name doesn't mean anything. Women tend to remember better, and we will pull shit out of our ass that has been happened almost 50 years ago to use it on you. But you guys
Right.
tend to let things go, whereas women hold on to that because they've had to in the past.
Yeah, exactly.
So I understand where you're coming from, but the same thing, I want to push and stretch your boundaries a little bit to think about it not as just a male or female or whatever gender you want to claim response, but think of it as a human response, just different terms.
Right. I see where you're coming from, Liz.
It's okay. Don't stress. I just
Now,
that's my
now,
job
now,
is to make people stop and go, oh, I never thought about it that way.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, all right. Vic, Don is new here. This is the first time actually being on chat and the panel too. So be nice.
How you doing, Vic?
When am I not nice, Paul?
That is very true, mate. Very true.
I'm always nice. It's good to
Yeah,
meet you, Don.
yeah.
Good to meet you, Vic.
So don't let what these two have said about me since I've been up here influence you. I've heard Vic came up here to yell at me, and Vic, this guy's new. Be nice. So I am first of all not the monster that these two make me out to be. But anyway, that being said,
No.
the reason I came up is you sound like a pretty rational guy, willing to have a conversation, and that's pretty rare on these YouTube streets and the sectors that I run in. Um, but so I wanted to ask you. You said if you were having a discussion slash argument with a guy, and he said that you had hurt his feelings, that somehow you saw that as being effeminate. Is that what I understood, or am I not correct?
All right. What I was trying to say is that okay, that that if a guy said that you hurt his feelings, there's a way of saying it. But it's like okay, yeah, you really hurt my feelings. You really disrespected me. Okay, that's all right. But the point that I was trying to make is that that when let's say that if a person who is not of their mental constraints that does not talk to that can't talk rationally or anything like that. For example, let's say that you might have had somebody that you might have made somebody angry, and then the next thing you know, what to do? Like your car got your car gets keyed and everything like that. So I was just saying, I was talking to Liz because she was saying there's a human response, but that's what I was trying to say because in certain aspects, you could talk and settle things out, but then you have certain people who will actually go overboard to the point that that you have to call it what it is. So, and talking to Liz, she said that it's a human response, but I'm just saying from my point of view that if a person says it depends on how the person says it, and it depends on their actions after you have that conversation. So therefore, that's what I was trying to get across.
Oh, okay.
But then Liz, went up and show me that it's human emotion also. So
Okay, but if it's
Uh,
key in your car, you know that's a woman, right?
well,
I,
trust me,
I'm playing the
trust me,
devil's advocate here.
trust me. I've seen men do it too. So therefore, that's what I'm talking about.
What have I
I
told you
had I
guys?
had to joke about that.
Yeah.
Okay,
What have I
so
told you?
so
Can,
Be
can,
nice.
I have a question for. Oh, I'm sorry, Paul. I just had a question, Don. If you don't mind me asking, how old of a gentleman are you?
Well, I'm 40 years old.
40. Oh, okay. So you're 10 years younger than me. I'm almost 11. I'm about to turn 51. Um, so what I find interesting, about this conversation and just about that comment that you made, was that I think um, a lot of people, still look at a man showing emotions and saying that they have actual feelings. And I hear this a lot on YouTube. Oh, you're in your feelings, and they look at that as being a sign of weakness or a negative. And throughout my life, I've come to embrace it as a positive. That if somebody hurts my feelings, I have no problems, letting them know now, because so long in my life I was told, oh no, you're a man. You can't show vulnerability. You can't cry. You
Yeah,
can't have feelings. You
same
got to
here.
be the tough guy. And all that did was keep everything bottled up in me, to the point of of exploding and doing things that that now I look back on as not being so good. So I try to
Same here.
teach my sons, feelings are okay, man. It's okay to cry. It's okay to be angry. It's not okay to live in that, though. And I think what you were trying to say is, if you're telling a man, let's say you and I were having an altercation, a discussion, and I'm like, hey, look, Don, man, you hurt my feelings on that, man. Let's talk about that. That's one thing, as opposed to going on and on and on about what you did and not wanting to resolve
Yeah,
the issue. And that's where
yes,
I
yes,
that's where I would agree with you.
yes, yes. That's what the point that I was trying to say because it's like okay, you have certain people that will live in the moment, and the thing is though you have to look back like okay, how did I offend this person or
Mhm.
something like that?
Right.
So
And also,
it's
you know,
to, Yeah.
looking at the comment in the back chat that Lizzie just put, what I would say is, I think emotions and having reactions is a sign of strength to a point. Now, if you're overreacting about everything that everybody says, and you're having this, emotional breakdown about the same thing over and over, then maybe it's time to take a look at yourself on why that is and what's happening with that particular topic, perhaps, address it like that.
I just wanted to
Yes.
type it out so I didn't forget as we were talking.
Yeah, no, that's a good
I hear you.
point. And we, again, a lot of what we discuss here amongst the three of us, Don, is we kind of run in the same YouTube circle, so kind of a lot of it comes back to the characters and things that we see, and I tend to see people for years now, quote unquote, having a hissy fit, as you said, about the same thing, day after day after day.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
at that point, men and women, and it's like, man, look, let's resolve this somehow, and let's just move forward on why are you so hurt about this.
Okay.
And it's funny because like in other streams and
Can I
stuff
stop?
that I've
Can I
had
stop you
drama.
for a minute, Don? Can I stop
Okay.
you? After your rebuttal, Don to Vic, Liz, have you got an opinion you'd like to say after Don's rebuttal?
No, I'm just trying to figure out if it's the way maybe we're raised and maybe things like that, if it brings about a different perspective on it. Because
Okay.
I don't see a lot of this as being weakness. I see it as being assertive and holding your own personal boundaries.
Right. And
Okay.
I was
So,
just saying because
yeah.
even though I was born in the United States, my parents were from the Dominican Republic, so it's like there was their cultural norms and then the American cultural norms. So therefore, I could say like now that I'm growing up, I'm seeing that within the Dominican community and the Caribbean community, we don't. It's like a lot. Now they're talking about it, but back in the day, a lot of people did not talk about mental health. So mental health was actually shunned, or certain people used the term crazy, and that was it. But nobody, I'm saying from my experience, never really went and dug deeper why this person was feeling that way. So it's just that I'm saying from my own cultural background, but you know, I know that a lot of people see things in a different light more than I can. So therefore, that's why I like talking to people because I like to see different outlooks, but in a positive light. Just
Yeah, I
like
get you.
I'm talking with Liz.
Maybe that's a conversation for another day about how way different
Got you,
cultures see mental health. But
got
right,
you.
so right now I'm gonna sort of like I'm gonna break this thing off. We're gonna wrap it up after this discussion. Not wrap up
All
the
right,
entire feed because we're gonna have a bit of fun afterwards, as we usually do, because the subject
all right.
matter is a bit raw. So we just genuinely have a laugh at the end. But the thing I'd
Got
like to
you.
talk about is, has YouTube made all this what we talked about right now better or worse?
I think it's made it worse because there's certain words and stuff that we could have used like 10 years ago that now we could actually get shadow banned for. So the so the part of political correctness is to the T that you have people who actually mispronounce words from actually saying what it is. So therefore, they
Yeah,
won't get reprimanded by the YouTube chastisers. That's what I
yeah. So
call
I get you. So over here we've got a food dish, and this is the actual name. It's called meat faggots.
it. I know.
Yeah. So we say
I've seen
we talk about
I've seen it in Andrew Zimmer.
yeah. So we talk about having faggots and mash. It doesn't mean we're
Right.
using a gay slur. It just means that's what the food is called. But sometimes there's
Or
been a mix up on YouTube when they hear that word and they go woo 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 woo, and I think they
or
use for a gay slur, and it's not. It's just the round meatball that it is.
and Paul, isn't that word also used as a bundle of twigs also?
Yes, it is. Yes, a faggot of sticks.
And
All
cigarettes.
right.
No, the cigarettes is they just use the term fags.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did you say a faggot is a round meatball? Is that what you said?
yeah,
Yeah.
faggot over here. Yeah, it's a round meatball made from liver and herbs and spices, and it's served with gravy and mash.
Hmm.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I think I haven't really tasted British food, but I would like to. The food that I would actually like to taste is haggis.
I've got haggis in the fridge. Actually, I'm gonna have to pick that off tomorrow.
Nice.
I'm going to be
Okay.
contrary to what Dawn said here.
Yes. Okay. Okay. But that's what the point is. We have use contrary to
I
one.
think there are some negatives that we tend to see because we're in a certain sector, but as a whole, talking about taboo subjects online has spread it to where some things are not as taboo. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yes. It
Such as
does.
mental health.
Mental health
Right.
it's come a long way
Okay.
Oh,
because
we're
So
done.
people are
We're done,
talking
Gil.
about it.
nobody's kicked him
I
off.
scared
He's
him.
probably kicked himself off. So I'll put
I
the link up
scared him.
again.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Dawn. I don't want to be a bitch about it.
No, you didn't scare him. He was fine.
But no, I mean that's the thing though. Everybody
Okay.
perceives these things a little bit
Oh,
differently. So, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think because of the sector and who we hang around and some of the stuff we tune into, we see the worst of the worst. Whereas if you go looking, you can find some of the best of the best.
yeah, that's true. I'm
Right.
gonna have to agree with that. I keep very poor company online.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
you do,
Vic.
mate. You do. It's bad. It's terrible company you keep, mate.
Yeah.
I blame.
Yeah, see,
I,
Even Don agrees, and he
yeah,
only knows the two of you.
I blame that Bean. I
No, no,
blame Bean
I'm
too.
just saying of my past also. So
Yeah,
I could actually
I
say that
blame.
I've kept bad company on
Yeah,
these YouTube streets.
I blame
uh,
Bean and Brian. Those are those two
yeah,
faults. Also,
those guys are the worst. But no,
I know they're terrible.
I do agree though. I mean, I guess I'm kind of in the middle on it because I agree with Lizzie that some things like mental health and again in some sectors, addiction are talked about more openly, and so people don't feel as alone. And on the same side, I also agree with Don that I don't like the whole word thing is something I don't agree with. I think people should be able to use words
So
as long as they're not hurtful towards other people. But that's the whole other topic. But I think that a lot of the a lot of times these platforms are used to spew hate and negativity, and that's definitely not a good thing. And I think the influence,
YouTube.
yeah, YouTube and all. And I think the influence that people have. I heard Lizzie say something earlier that I really agreed with is when we were all younger, we only had a certain amount of um, exposure to our quote unquote heroes or celebrities. Whereas now it's in the 24-hour news cycle,
Yeah,
with TikTok and Twitter. I mean, just go down the line of all these things. Our kids and some adults who again can't think for themselves are influenced just constantly by people like the gentleman you guys were talking about earlier because they're always on and they're
Right.
always whereas we had to kind of search it out, right? Or you might see an actor or somebody, a singer or somebody you like, oh, they're going to be on the Tonight Show, so I got to watch that because I want to see what they have to say, or maybe an interview on a show once, a couple times a year. Not
Right.
every single thing that now every single thing that anybody thinks in their mind is on social media, and I think that's a lot of where that influence comes from. So
Hmm.
okay, so I'm going to ask everybody in turn the conclusion about the three subjects we're talking about. So Liz is my co-host. She's always first. So Liz,
What do you want? What did I miss? I
you're
zoned
wrapping
for a
up.
second
You're
there.
That's terrible. You're my co-host. You should be listening.
I'm sorry, I'm still trying to get work done.
I'm just asking your summary of the three subjects we're talking about, wrapping up into like a sound bite. So you know,
I think we need to start hanging out with the younger generations and showing them that we're not all the same. We are not the old generation.
okay. What if they don't want to hang around with us though, Liz?
You find the younger kids who want to hang around.
I don't fancy a trip into jail.
Not that kind of young.
Yes, I'm not going to speak on the idea of hanging around with kids.
But I know what you're saying. It's the understanding. When we were younger, we wanted adults to understand us. Maybe we should go back to that and to understand what they're going through.
Go volunteer, be a big
Exactly.
brother, a big sister. Go read some books at the library so that way kids
Or,
can interact with you. Go
Okay.
volunteer for
or
your local fire or police departments so you can interact with kids on a different level.
Uh, uh,
yes.
That's a good idea. So,
My
Vic, I would ask you, but Don was here first, so I'm doing it like that way, yeah? So, Don,
I
you're
mean, or I mean that I think that we have to, in order if we're gonna go talk to kids and adolescent males and everything. I'm just talking about in the whole spectrum of trying to be better and everything. I mean, at the end of the day, a man went up and told me, "You're our future." I don't see anybody saying. I'm not saying me, but I'm just. I don't see a lot of people having those talking points anymore because at the end of the day, it's our future. Those kids are our future. So we
that
have
is
to.
true.
We will have to try to teach these kids and young adults. Yeah, I know that y'all made mistakes, but we've made them too.
Yeah, we
I'm
definitely
seeing
have.
a lot of people are not doing that. They want to have like a high expectation, and then when the kid don't make that expectation or anything, they'll feel bad, or you thinking that scolding your kid will be good just because they didn't meet an expectation that you've had, and then that's where I guess resentment, anger, and I hate to say it, but you have a lot of young men and everything just because of the expectations that they had before them. They start self deleting themselves, and then when the child deletes themselves, the father or mother will ask themselves, "What did I do wrong?"
Okay.
So it's
All right.
so I'm saying like in all crux, if we're gonna go and actually try to teach kids and young adolescents, we have to we just have to put it down, but at the same time we have to respect what they're trying to tell us also, instead of
Okay.
having a firm thing.
So basically, in a few words, we should listen to them more and try to understand and what they're saying instead of us preaching to them.
Exactly.
Okay. Cool. Vic.
Paul. Well, I kind of came in late to the party, so I'll just say that I agree with that. With both of what they said about being more open minded to the youth, and I think for a lot of us, we need to be more open minded to each other and have conversations like this. And that's why I appreciate what Paul and Brian do, and we can come up here and have a discussion without attacking or making somebody feel lesser than or something like that. And so I think open communication is always the answer.
Yeah, but I will say in this panel, every discussion is valid. Every single point is valid. It's just try to stay in point of the discussion and no rudeness or anything like that, because you just get booted off. I just don't really care. You know, if you're rude to anybody, then you get taken away. Okay, so
Thanks.
that's the conclusion of this. Everybody, I'd like to thank you all for being for this discussion. Now it's super
Thank you
happy
for.
fun time.
All right.
I
Thank you for
I
having me
shared
on the
my
panel.
screen with you.
Yep, I will come up there. I'll put that up in 1 second there, Liz. Don,
Mm-hmm.
it's your first
Yeah.
time here, and it's been a pleasure meeting you, mate.
Thank you. I'm about to step down because I have things to do, but it was nice talking to you all.
Do
Oh,
you, do
nice
you have a
talking to you, mate.
do you have a channel?
Yes.
He does.
He does.
Can you put the link someplace?
Oh, hold on,
Back
hold on. I
chat
need
I
to
or
make.
can in just a second.
front
Yeah,
chat or
Liz,
okay.
Liz will do that.
Okay.
So Liz will put the link up for you, Don.
All right. Thank you.
So she'll do that there. Okay.
Hmm.
Flaky says Flaky's got to go. Sorry, Liz, you have to go. Yeah, you'll take care. Brilliant seeing you here as always.
Thank you.
Yeah. Like I say, mate, it's first time being on here. Been fantastic. So you're welcome up anytime.
Anytime.
Cool, man.
All
Cool.
right.
So have you put his thing
Thanks,
on
Don,
this?
for putting up with me.
Yeah. Yeah. So have you put his thing on this?
Let's see.
There you go. Yep.
There it
Yep,
is.
it's on there. Liz has put it on. People
Hmm.
can see. I don't turn the live chat off, so once it goes, it'll probably
that-
stay on so people can see it when they do the replay, mate.
Later,
All right.
OG.
Okay,
Ladies and gentlemen.
I just subbed. Oh,
Good, good.
am I still
He's
there?
gone.
Am I still here?
Yeah, no,
Oh,
you're
he's
still
gone.
here, mate.
Oh, I'm still
He's
here.
gone.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's still gone there. Well, that was a brilliant. I thought that worked really well today. What do you think?
Yeah. Like I said, I didn't know too much about the early stuff, so that's why
Yeah,
I didn't come up and participate. In fact, the one guy, I never even heard of him.
yeah.
Which one?
I
Tate or whatever. I don't know anything about
Andrew Tate.
Foxter.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
I
yeah,
bet
Fo-
if
yeah,
you
Fox.
yeah.
asked your boys, they'd know who
Yeah,
he
Yeah,
I don't.
is.
yeah.
I
Ask
don't
him.
know. I don't. Yeah. Okay. I don't. Yeah. I don't know anything about him.
Okay,
He
Liz has
sounds
got.
like a third Paul brother to me.
Kind of, yeah. But probably on the worst side.
I'm a good boy.
No. The Paul Logan.
No, yeah,
Oh,
Logan and
I thought you were talking about me. Then you fucking make up your mind.
Paul Logan.
Yeah,
Okay,
Logan
that's
Paul.
better. Okay,
Yeah.
I've got to add this to the stage because Liz has put this. So let's see what Liz has given us. Oh, it's dogs. It had to be dogs of this, didn't it? Has a
Dogs
dog
and
got this?
laughing babies. Can you hear it?
No.
I don't hear it. No,
Oh, dang it.
I'm not even sure
No.
what's in the middle. I'm not even sure what I'm seeing.
It's a
It's a
little
dog.
kid on like a papasan chair,
Oh, got it.
and the little
And the
boy is giggling his ass off. Shit.
Oh no!
The-
Now I see
I
a
don't
move.
know.
He's coming. Now he's. Oh,
yeah,
I see it now.
the dog's doing the zoomies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh, the
can't.
laughter is cute. I'll link it so you guys can watch it. Oh, it's in the back
Yeah,
chat. You can watch it.
yeah.
He's laughing.
Oh, it just tipped over.
So let's see this. I'll have to watch this. Okay. So let's take this off, Liz, because we couldn't hear that, could we?
No, sorry. I'd have to change around all my audio, and I'm not doing that. I just got it fixed.
Yeah, I hear. Let's see if I can do it for me. Okay. Okay. Let's remove this. Am I? If I kick you from the studio, that is not I'm kicking you, is it? I'm just kicking your this.
No, my avatar would disappear if you kicked me.
Okay, so if I'll just kick this video off, I'm not kicking you off. Yeah, there you go.
There,
Okay,
is that better?
so
I keep
yeah,
going to
yeah,
push the button and I forget. All I do is push the mute.
yeah. Okay, so let's share screen with Vic. Hold on, let me get rid of a few of these first. Okay, let me get rid of this. Share screen. Hold on. Okay. Okay, there you go. Do you all see that? Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
Whatever you're showing on StreamYard is what we're seeing.
Okay.
Oh, I hear it too.
There you go.
That was a hearty laugh for that little guy.
That
I know,
really
that's
was,
what made
wasn't
it so much cuter. It was like, he's
Yeah,
got a great laugh.
He does.
there you go.
You feeling better, Paul? You sound better than you did the beginning of the stream.
Yeah, probably do, but I do feel a lot more tired. I have been sleeping at better times,
Okay,
which I've been notating turning my computer off too.
that's good. That's good.
And I've been sleeping at about a lot better times. But this thing has just kicked the hell out of me.
So did you ever end up testing or no?
I did. The time I got the test back, it said negative.
Right.
But I'm positive I had it because it
Yeah.
was the same symptoms I had.
Yeah.
I mean, I woke up after coming back from Blackpool. I woke up and I just couldn't lift my head, and I just fell back asleep again.
Yeah. I was going to mention to you after a couple of days when you said you were still waiting on the test. I was like, man, by the time
Yeah.
you get it, it's going to show you're probably going to have passed already.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
It's been a massive bout of COVID. There's another mutation of COVID that's hit Britain.
Yeah, yeah, California too.
Yeah, and they're saying that they're trying to, and their doctors are trying to get people to wear masks again. I blame Liz. Liz told me a story.
I did tell you the story about originally in 2019
Yes.
when we went to a convention. We were the sickest we've ever been in our entire life at that point. And it just happened to be that we were it was a worldwide convention. There were people from every continent, almost every country represented, and they all went home sick. We spent 4 days. We literally 4 days in the hotel room. We did not eat, drink. We slept and coughed and heaved. I still swear my husband and I were patient 0 and 1.
Now when in 19 was that?
October of 2019.
Okay, yeah, because the reason I ask is there was a couple here in town that I know through the program, and they're not elderly, but I guess they're in their late 60s, and they got really sick, like 3 months before anybody ever heard of the virus.
All right, I'm blaming you two. I'm blaming you.
Man. And they were like, man, we don't know what's going on. We've never been this sick in our lives, and this and that. And then everything kind of happened as it happened, and it was like, oh man, it was probably, around before we know. I mean, I don't think. I don't think like they were patient zero like you guys were saying, but I think it was going on. I think that's what was
Oh,
going on, though.
I
Honestly.
think Liz is patient zero and you're patient one. I'm blaming you Americans. You're
Yeah.
Well,
both from you're
I
both
mean,
from
literally, my
California.
thing about it is we drove home November 1st. We
I
Hmm.
don't
spent
care. I don't care
we
when you drove
spent the
home.
last
You
part of
made me ill.
October. So, I mean, if it had an incubation period of 2 weeks, that would have put all the other countries representing 2 weeks later.
Okay, you guys made
So,
me
Interesting.
ill. Shame on you both. Shame.
but I didn't expect to get as sick as I did. I mean, I never thought I would have spent 4 days in a hotel room to where security comes up because nobody had seen us leave our room on day 3, and for them to check in, and it was like, we're just sick, just avoid us.
Oh, jeez, yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's what this couple was saying, man. They were like, and he had like heart issues and stuff too. But he was like, man, I've never been this sick in my life. And that was, and like I said, that was before anybody had ever heard of all this. So after a few, and none of us really thought about it. And then about, I don't know, about 6 when things really started ratcheting it up, I was like, man, you sure you guys didn't have this way back? And they're like, yeah, I don't now that we're thinking about, maybe we did, but they couldn't really come up with anywhere uh, that they were like you're talking about being in this international convention, that maybe something could have been going on there. They couldn't really come up with anywhere, but I don't know, just
Well,
crazy.
usually when you go to things like this, almost half of everybody goes home and they call it a con flu.
Right.
But it was like the dynamics of this actually being a world tour where the players, the developers and stuff that were here had actually already gone to like 5 other locations, and part of them came in sick already. Part of them
Yeah.
had been in Australia, part of them been in the UK, part of them been South Korea. Yeah, it was a combination of everything. So that's
Wow.
what I always say. I think it was something that came out after that.
So did you ever have you had it since then?
I took the 2 injections. We found out I am allergic to them. My husband had them, but my husband got it in January of 2022 again,
Okay.
and ended up actually in the hospital that time with the pneumonia side of it.
Yeah, Paul doesn't like to hear about the pneumonia part.
Yeah, it is not something to screw around
Because
with.
my aunt had it. She ended up, but she's
No,
in
no,
her
no, no.
80s though.
Tell the truth, Vic. Tell the truth. Tell them what you said.
You said, I don't know. I feel like I have some fluid maybe in my lungs, and I said my aunt ended up in the hospital with pneumonia.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not something to play
That
around with. I mean,
that's what I said. I
I
was
had a
interested.
touch of it after he got it, but I mean, I was still up and walking. I mean, it did not affect me.
Some of these dogs are barking.
I'm sorry.
Not mine.
Not mine. My feet are non-smelly.
Yeah, my feet are okay. Yeah, I was trying to just give Paul a kind of a cautionary tale of, hey, if you're not feeling good, maybe this is what's going on, and he didn't appreciate it, huh, Paul?
But my whole
No.
thing about
We
all
didn't
of it,
know.
my whole thing about so many people. Oh,
Whoa.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, that was a bit of a shit cunt move, mate.
No, no, there you go. Hey, I was just telling my son. We were actually, and it's funny you mentioned about the British food dish.
Yeah.
We were they got home from school. They have like a teacher in service day today, so we got home just about the
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
time.
We have them here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So we got home just about the time your live stream was starting, and I was like, oh, I got to go and listen to my friend Paul. He's over in UK. I don't know. Somehow we just started talking about things, and I was telling him how the word cunt isn't a such a derogatory term over there as it is here. And he was like, really? I was like, yeah. I was like, when I first met this guy, he called me a cunt, and I was like, whoa, man, take it easy. And he's like, oh no, it's just something you say to your mates. And I'm like, okay, okay.
If you go up to them, they say something like, "Oh, I got really bollocks last night," and you go, "What did you do that for, you stupid cunt?"
Right, yeah. I was like, man, so I told him, man, I was like, it's just just different countries have different words, and then I
Yeah.
mentioned, I mentioned about the word for cigarette, right?
Yes. Yes.
And
Yes.
we got kind of a kick out of that, just talking about sucking on a cigarette. Let's just put it that way.
Have a quick suck on the fag, yeah?
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
I can say it because it sounds cleaner.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Because I don't mean the the RuPaul. I mean just a cigarette.
the cigarette, right?
Yeah.
And he got a big charge out of that, and I was like, man, don't go around saying it, man, unless you're in England. I told him, if you end up over in Great Britain, man, knock yourself out.
Have you ever heard of this? Have you ever heard of this superstition of never take a third light off of a match or a lighter? Have you ever heard of that one?
I don't. Maybe vaguely. I don't. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Because you know where it comes from. It comes from World War One.
Okay, because they could see the light. Is that why?
Yeah. So what happens is the person's there. You're standing there in the trench, right? You're there late at night, and you and your mates, because you're looking through the little peepholes and little shutters and all that to keep an eye on the enemy or hearing. And he's finding somebody gives you a cigarette, or as they called them then, a Lucifer.
Okay.
So somebody gives you a cigarette and you think, "Cool, mate, I'm gasping." So you give you a cigarette. He lights it. And he passes it to you. The sniper hears, because the trenches are only we're not that far apart. They can actually hear each other talking in some cases. So hear them talking, then you see the light spark. So you cock your rifle. Then you see them pass the cigarette, so you cock it back to get the bullet up in the chamber. So you take it there, and you're aiming. And you pass to your second mate, which is the third light. Kabammy, that mate's gone.
Right. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what the thing too. Yeah, that's why you should never take the third light off of a match.
Yeah, it's bad luck.
How's that for a bit of useless information?
Yeah, there you go. But that's the thing, though. All superstitions and nomenclature of sorts, and even what am I trying to say? Some prejudice things. There's a basis behind them. You know what I mean? A lot of sayings and things come from somewhere. It's just not just something. Like I'm sure we were talking about feet earlier, right? When she's your dogs are barking. I mean, I'm sure there's a backstory to that. It's not just something somebody made up.
Well, there's also another story too. There's this is a northern saying, right? For when you're going to the pub, I'm taking the dog for a walk. And this comes from the northeast.
Oh, okay.
So what it means, they said, where are you going? I'm taking the dog for a walk. It means I'm going to the pub, because the beer they used to drink used to be nicknamed the dog.
Oh, okay.
So where you go? What are you doing? Going to take the dog for a walk. So it means you're going to walk up the pub.
Right. I'm guessing that's also where when they say the hair of the dog that bit you.
Same
Same idea.
probably. I'm not too sure on that one. I'm not too
But
sure.
you've heard that saying, right?
Oh yeah, I mean hair of the dog.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the hair of the dog. Yeah,
My dad done
yeah,
that to me first time I got drunk.
yeah. Have a drink the next day, next morning. Yeah,
Then I
you can't
woke
be
up
hung.
next. Yeah.
Yeah,
Then I
the
woke up
problem
next
is
to
you
the.
do. Yeah, you do it too many days, and that becomes a problem.
Yeah, I woke up next to the missus, and I thought I need another drink.
Oh man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's lots of old sayings that come from wars. Over in Britain, there's a saying called "that's using your loaf," which
Hmm.
means that's a smart thing to do, and
Oh, okay.
that comes from the old Napoleonic times when the bread was so inedible, it used to be bricard. So they used to stick a bayonet up the loaf, put their shako, which is a cap, on a loaf of bread, and poke it up through hedges. And you can hear they used to hear the fire. Obviously, the French somebody would fire. You see a soldier's hat, they would fire, and you can tell see how who if they're near or see how many musket balls are land on a loaf of bread, and you can sort of roughly guess if there was enemy there.
Ah, interesting. Huh.
It's stupid things like that.
Yeah, everything comes. I mean, like you said, everything comes from someplace. And sometimes the backstories are pretty interesting. I think.
Yeah, I think Liz is probably walking the dog.
Yeah, as you said, you were going to mess with the dogs. So that guy Don, did you guys? Did he ever say like where he came from? How he came upon the channel or anything?
I'm not too sure. I think it's when I was doing the shorts
Oh, okay,
that he joined. But
gotcha.
well, he contributed brilliantly, I thought.
Yeah, yeah. So like I said, he seemed like a reasonably well spoken guy, and
Yeah.
that's why I came up. I mean, you guys know that if it was
Yeah.
just somebody just talking crazy and being I wouldn't even bother to try to have the
No.
discussion with him. But I was just curious, and then he had like I said, he had reasonable answers.
Reasonable
Good,
contributions, reasonable, and like I say,
yeah.
and he wasn't rude. He was direct, and he
No,
made his point
yeah.
very clear.
Yeah, he was cool. Like I said, I subscribed. I'll go check. He's got 300 and some
Yeah.
videos, so he's got something going on over there.
Oh, definitely. I need to have a look him up properly now too.
Yeah.
I've got to return the favor.
Right. I don't know if he. Well, I thought early on when he first was in the chat, he said something about doing panels, but I'm not.
Yeah, he done panels. Vic, you kicked yourself off, you numpty. For Vic's sake, you always got a habit of doing that. I'll put this up again for you.
I'm technically back. I may have to jump again.
Oh, geez, another person leaving me.
I'm
There you
trying not
go.
to as long as they behave.
Vic left me. Now Vic is back now. Vic, what are you fucking doing?
I'm
This
back.
this ain't
I was
no
trying to
roundabout.
I was trying to go look at his channel for a second, and I hit the wrong button. But that's the
Well,
problem.
Absolute tit.
I
That's
start
what I'm
playing
gonna call
around. I start playing around on my phone. That's what happens. Oh, here
Yeah, we
go.
don't know what you. Trust me, mate. After what you've been saying today in Van, we don't know what you're doing around. I'd keep that information bit to yourself.
I was looking. Oh yeah, he does. He looks like he does. Does lives. He's got one scheduled for tomorrow.
Okay, I'll have a look at that.
Open topics with Don Armando.
Oh, cool.
Huh. Okay. Open topics, special edition. Yeah, it looks like about. I don't know. Once a week or so. It looks like.
Okay, same as me then.
Yeah. Oh, he's got what's this one? Historias Urbanos.
What have you done, Vic? Vic. Everybody
not here?
leaves poorly. No, you went quiet then, mate.
Oh, okay. I was just. It looks like he's got one in Spanish too. I don't know. Anyway.
Well, he does say it's his family's Dominican Republic.
Yeah, cool.
What is it? Yeah, from the Dominico.
Right.
You know. Um, yeah, I genuinely had enjoyed having him on. It was
Yeah, I thought I based on his voice, I thought he was a little bit older.
Yeah, he's 40,
But
same age.
is it 40? Yeah.
A bit older than me because obviously I'm 21. You're not supposed to laugh, Vic. You're supposed to agree.
Oh yeah.
Fucking bit
But
late now, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess. What happened to Lizzie? I thought she came back for a second.
Lizzie did,
I'm
but
here.
Oh,
yeah,
you're there.
yes. No, generally, what did you think of Don then, Liz?
No, I like Dawn. I just like to question things because I do.
I know that was good. That was good. 'Cause this is what this channel's set up for. We're not set up to agree.
Sorry.
Okay, that's Liz. As dogs taken over your body, Liz.
That sounded very strange.
That really did. Yeah, dogs are taking over your body. You've been taken over by an alien entity. I need a young priest and an old priest and with some holy water. Vic, play tubular bells. You can imagine that. That'd be the worst thing you want to see. Me coming in for exorcism. Going in. Who are you? I'm your priest, mate. Jesus Christ, look at her, mate. She's spinning her head. Nah, I'm out of here. That shit ain't for real. I'm picking off. Where you going? Pub. Go to the pub. What happened? Oh, just give me a beer, love. Give me a beer. I don't care. Just give me a beer. Liz, do we have to call a priest for you?
No, I'm just wrangling naughty kids.
Oh.
We're discussing me being doing an exorcism.
I don't need the exorcism unless you're gonna try to get it out of this little guy.
How many
pups do you have?
I have 2. We had 4.
Oh.
We only got the baby after the seniors passed away. But we didn't think this little guy was as young as he is. We thought we were getting an adult, and he's definitely not an adult. He is all puppy.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I heard that. Yeah, because you were looking for a new a vet, or you found a new vet or something, right?
Well, we got the new vet, but when the seniors passed, Dolly had never been alone her entire life, and she's almost 10 years old. So we literally could not leave her alone at all without her freaking out and literally making herself sick.
Oh, jeez.
What? So, but this little guy, we got him, and they thought he was like 3 or 4 years old. He was calm. He was patient. No big deal. Then we took him to the vet, and he was full of infections. So we got that cleared up, and the vet told us he may be 6 months old. And I was like, oh crap, we didn't want a puppy. But that's what you get when you rescue. So.
Maybe that's where I heard it. Was that part of the rescue discussion?
Maybe
that's where I heard all that. Yeah. Okay. I remember hearing that, and that he was younger than you thought, and he had some infections and things. It might have been part of the original rescue discussion, which I thought was very good, by the way. I don't know. I don't think you were here for the follow up. I learned some things through that I thought were very interesting. Just to let you know.
Thank you. Speaking of that, there's actually a follow-up on that yesterday that 150 of volunteers showed up to clean the shelter yesterday
Oh,
or this past weekend. I have to
Your
look at
animal
that. Give me
shelter.
a second. Mm-hmm.
oh, that's
Oh, that
good.
was good. That's
Yeah,
good,
but
though,
it
isn't
took people bitching about it to get some recognition.
We're
I
ready.
like
We're
to
ready.
think. Yeah,
We're,
I'd like
go
to
ahead,
think that your live stream, Liz, had something to do with it.
I hope so.
Were any of them the protesters?
Yes, that's. I'm going to pull that now to find out exactly. Give me just a second.
Okay, because that would make it even better. Because that seemed to be kind of your bone of contention with the situation. If you're going to come and protest, then have some,
Yeah, go and go and
have
do
some,
something about it.
have
Yeah.
some solutions to go along with that. And I thought that was a great point.
I see 3 of them that were out there protesting that were volunteers, but there may have been more. That's just what I'm seeing. But
Okay.
yeah, over 150 volunteers to showed up. So
That's good.
yay,
That's
solutions.
good. Yeah, that's good.
But it took
Solutions
them.
are always good.
But it took them a month to figure it out. Oh.
As I always say, better late than never.
Right.
And that's my sex life too.
But my whole thing about that is why, okay, you're going to protest, but why not that day you go protest and then go jump in there and get it done? Because this could have been round 2.
Maybe they had another protest to get to.
And that's the story at the start of my sex life. Just jump in and get it done. Oh dear.
I'm over here bribing the kids with cookies.
Oh man.
I missed something, obviously. Inside joke.
Yeah. Yeah, very much so. Very much so. It was an inside job. It was an inside job for sure.
Oh, it definitely was. That's another part of it too. I ain't going to go into it anymore.
Hey, you know why you missed it, Lizzie? It was about Paul's sex life, so it was very brief. It was very easy to miss.
All I have to say in that one is it isn't just for her pleasure, is it? That's all I'm going to say.
Like you don't get yours.
Jesus. Oh my God.
Oh dear, gotta laugh. He's gone live now.
Is he?
Well, I'll pop. Yeah, I'll next time he does a live, I'll pop in there. I'm not gonna.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Finished.
I thought, maybe he's over there talking shit about us.
No, I don't think he would do that.
Good, let him.
Man, I was on this panel. Believe what the fuck these people were saying.
Bitch challenged me on everything I said.
Fucking snowflakes, man, snowflakes.
Yeah, the cool suave Brit. You know, listen to me. He was very like James Bondish. Hello, Money Penny.
But it's my whole thing is I want people to stop and think.
Yeah.
Before you have that reaction, stop and think about it. Am I thinking about this right?
I can tell you this: before you had any response, Lizzie, and as soon as he said what he said, I said, "Uh-oh."
And I want people to listen to my James Bond impression, but nobody did. They just cut me straight off.
Vic, was that an uh-oh, Lizzie's coming up?
Well, it was an uh-oh, there's going to be a rebuttal to this, and we'll see how he takes it and
But
how
the
it goes, because we don't know him, right? And we've
but the
seen how
joke, yeah.
other people who are questioned act in the sector that we frequent.
But joking aside, we can elaborate. Joking aside, this is the purpose of the channel. It
Yeah,
was purpose to have a. It does not for all us to agree. It's
right.
to discuss things, and the way he discussed things, it was brilliant because we may
Yeah,
not agree with what he said. He
right.
wasn't rude, and he stand by his convictions, and he let people talk,
Hmm.
which is
Yeah,
brilliant.
and we questioned and he clarified, and I think everybody
Yeah,
came to an understanding. But the this is going to get challenged, and again, not knowing him, let's see what the reaction's going to be, because I've heard plenty of these where somebody does what you did, and the reaction is, you know, F you,
and I,
you, blah, 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 blah. It's like, but
yeah,
no,
and
it
I
was
think that's
cool.
how. Yeah, well, I think today was a well structured discussion.
Yeah,
It
I
stuck to its points. All right, it went off a little bit because of Don. He was new here, and he said a little bit that I would think he was going off, and I'm going maybe going off topic a little bit. But
right.
because
I,
he's new, you can't.
I do. I want to say this, Paul, that you did a good job in, because he's new, allowing him a little bit more latitude, but yet keeping it within the structure, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because
Oh
what you'd
yeah.
want to be careful of, I mean, with us it's different. I mean, we know you. We know what the situation is. Like with him being a new person, if you get too, hey man, let's keep, be like, whoa man, this guy's, I
Yeah.
don't want to, you know what I mean. So I think you did a good job in doing that.
Yeah. And thank you very
I'm
much.
just
I
here to
thought.
press buttons
Oh, shut up.
and play the devil's advocate.
Oh, just shut up. Just shut up.
Yeah, I thought that was in my job description. Sorry.
No, it bloody well isn't.
Yeah, I'd like to thank you guys again for painting me in such a positive light to the new person.
Well, you
If
deserve
he
it.
didn't read the sarcasm in that,
You deserve
The
it.
oh god, here comes Vic thing.
Yeah. You deserve
well,
after the aunt story.
the Vic, is he coming up to yell at me?
You're right. Yeah, I was like, what the hell? They yell at anybody.
Sometimes you got to break the tension. You got to break the thing with a good laugh, though.
Yeah,
Some, you know, and it's
right.
good that you can take a joke, Vic.
Of course.
I
I
don't
could
think
see,
I've
but
ever seen Vic really lose it per se.
I think I have when he was in Vegas Valley.
boy,
That was a good few years ago, though, wasn't it?
yeah, a long time ago, maybe.
Yeah, yeah.
Probably the most. Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, not really. I got a couple people I got a little ticked off at, but I've never, maybe I should start. Maybe I should switch up my mo. Catch
Maybe you should
everybody
just
off
shut
guard.
up.
Oh, that too. That's another possibility. just start,
Well,
just start, just start going after people full bore.
Yeah.
Well,
Just
the
learn a
sad
proper
thing
bit.
about it is Vic and I can say the exact same things. They're actually going to listen to Vic.
They're actually going to listen to you too.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. You got to.
Coolies.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know about that, man. You got to.
Yeah.
I mean, when you say they, I mean, you got to be a little. I mean, without saying names, I mean, you got to be a little more specific.
I think in general, because you and I, actually, you know what? We could actually prove this, Vic.
Oh.
We could actually record a little segment and say the exact same thing and see what people's responses are. Who has a better overall positive response?
It's interesting.
And see, it's different because I am a woman, but I have a deeper voice. So if I pitch my voice really high up here, it's really going to come off shitty.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. No, you don't want. No, you don't. No, nobody's going to listen to that.
But that's the thing, and that's why I tell women, lean into your deeper voice.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
we're programmed to talk to babies and animals, but our natural voice, lean into it. You don't have to
I,
be the high pitched
I get
bubbles.
the same thing when women on camera. I go lean into the camera.
Yeah.
Oh,
See, Liz
Oh,
that
rolled
was
her
that's
my
eyes.
good.
eye roll.
Yeah,
Oh,
Liz
depending,
rolled her eyes.
depending, I'm gonna have to say that's depending on the woman.
No, it's been a long time, mate.
Boobs. It doesn't
No,
matter,
no.
boobs.
Anyway, okay.
Yeah,
We're
it's
still.
booze, mate.
I'm not saying. Yeah, I'm not saying any names, but there's some people I've seen pictures, and I don't want them leaning in anywhere. But anyway, but I
If
know
you're
what you.
just
I
gonna
know.
stick
But I
a
know.
bag over their head, get over it.
I like that thinking, Liz. That's good thinking.
Yeah, man.
If I
Could be.
can't tease you guys about this, I'm not
Could
doing it
be.
right.
Could be.
That's what I
But
said to my ex-wife too.
I no,
Wow.
I think your opinion carries a lot of weight, though, Lizzie. I mean, to tell you the truth.
It really does.
I mean, I understand what you're saying, but you know, and that may be the case with a few, very ignorant people. But I think for the most part, I mean, you have a very strong voice in the sector.
But in this sector, but I'm talking in general though.
Oh,
If
okay.
you actually compare a woman and a man speaking the same exact sentence, the impact is probably going to be different.
Oh no, they
Where
done experiment. They done an
Hmm.
experiment
they
about
probably
this.
have. Yeah,
They
they
done an
probably
experiment
have.
where they done men are fighting. So two men were fighting, and they put a man in, and they made the situation a lot worse. So they put a woman in. The woman stopped the fight, and they separated the people.
Well, I think that would be. I wonder if Paul Ekman has done anything on that. You guys know who that is, right?
No,
The
Paul
lie to
Eck.
me,
I'm not sure.
the body language, expressions.
is it that big tall guy who was in the Shallow Hal?
No, no, no. Do you remember Lie to Me? It was based on research that Paul Ekman and his wife had done about the micro expressions.
Oh, okay.
So
I know who
basically,
you're
body
talking about.
language.
Yeah, yeah.
I have problems out remembering what I had to eat yesterday.
See, I think it depends, though. I mean, I understand the gender bias, but I think it also depends on what you were talking about as far as the conviction of the person saying it. I mean, um, my ex wife was a great. I don't even want to say debater, but she was just really good with words, man. And I've seen her. I mean, really dismantle people. Um, just with her words and her conviction on what she was saying. Whether people,
Oh,
I mean, and she left them no choice but to but to listen because she cut them down so much. And I
Yeah,
don't mean
but
just
was it
me. I was on
harsh or was it just a conversation?
the yeah. Well, it was just a conversation with enough bite behind it to get her point across. I'll say. And it wasn't just towards me, although I was on the receiving end of a lot of it. um, but I've seen it with her with just a lot of with different people that would try to especially if it was what you're talking a gender bias kind of thing because she really didn't. I don't know. I say didn't. I'm sure still doesn't. Kind of put up with that kind of thing. People would hate her in this sector, as they do with most of the
Well,
stronger women, except
well
you. They don't hate you.
oh, there's a lot of the women who hate me.
No, that's true. That's true.
Because I don't like that a lot of the stronger women in the community as it is, excuse me, sir, come back here. They manipulate people. So when I see that, it's like, oh no,
Hmm.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
If you
But
got
so I
boots,
think
you
so.
can
Yeah.
manipulate me anytime.
So I think yes, I think it's just a matter of conviction, like you said in the voice you use, like when you change your voice over to that kind of
The
you know
squeak.
kind of Julia / Lauren thing. It just you just lose a lot of credibility that way. To me, even if I mean, even if you're saying something that may have some weight behind it.
I think it's funny though that people actually don't recognize that, and maybe it's because I grew up working with men and having all brothers, that when I got high pitched, they'd all kind of look at me with a blank stare on their
Yeah,
faces, like, I can't hear you. What are you saying? When I get excited now, sometimes I get so high pitched, my husband cannot hear me,
interesting.
because he actually has literal tone deafness that he retired out of the military for. So,
Yeah.
I mean, he's got the disability when he retired because of the hearing issues.
Oh, okay.
What did he
So can he
say?
not?
So,
Can he not hear like say like a doorbell or something like that?
certain tones on like the phone, like the
Yeah.
alert earlier, he
Yeah.
heard because it was just so loud.
Got it.
Um, but I forget what it was the other day, and I'm looking at it was something on TV that he was watching, and I was like, "Can you not hear that?" And he was like, "I don't hear that."
Right.
And I was like, "Oh
Right.
my
Was he in
God."
artillery or something of like big loud bangs?
Chief Radarman, so
Ah.
headphones and plotting and all the
Okay, yeah,
pings.
Mhm.
the high pitched and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, he can't hear high pitches. So I have learned to actually lean into the deeper side of my voice so he can actually hear me.
That's interesting. Yeah, I had
Have
a
you ever
boss.
watched the Yeah? Have you
Yeah.
ever watched the Big Bang Theory, Liz?
I have.
Your voice went like Bernadette's, yeah.
I love Bernadette.
Yeah, your voice went very good. Yeah, so only dogs can understand her. You need
But
to
that's
watch
what
Big Bang Theory, Vic, to understand that one.
Not
I
yet.
tease, but I don't mind teasing the women about that either, because it's like, hello, you're blowing my eardrums out with being so high pitched, and the dogs in the neighborhood through my headphones can still hear you.
Yeah, I asked about the doorbell because I had an old boss that had hearing issues, and we had this bell. We had we're on the second story at the office we were in, and it had this. I mean, incredibly was a loud doorbell, but it was interesting. If he was in his office, which was like 2 rooms away from where the bell was, he could hear it, and that's why it was that loud. If he was there on his own, right? But if he was standing in the reception area where that thing would, I mean, scare the crap out of people that were sitting by it, he wouldn't hear it.
What
It was weird because it would go off and then we'd be talking and I'd be like, "Hang on, I gotta get the door." And he's like, "Oh, I can't, I didn't even hear it because he would be too close to it." I guess I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah, there's certain you've already said a couple of names. They actually make my ears ring. They are so
Mm,
high pitched. And it's
yeah,
like, ooh, bring it down a little bit. Or turn yourself down a little bit if you're gonna screech.
yeah, and I think um, I think for some they think it's cute.
Okay, when I was younger, like working and stuff, that was the thing. If you were in the office and there were women around, you ended up having to be higher pitched and a little more bubbly. But when I was out like in the field and working with the guys, I didn't have to. I could just be myself. So,
Right, right.
mm,
I don't
I
find
could
it.
be
I
Bubbles.
don't.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
yeah. I don't find it endearing personally, but I know some. You know, they think it is.
I just
But
like
then they
you.
but then they also wonder. They also wonder, and they get in the case of both of these people that I mentioned. They wonder why they're not taken more seriously.
First of all, they actually have to have something intelligent
Well,
to say.
besides other obvious, besides other obvious issues, there's, but I think the voice thing is, is part of it, honestly.
And the sad thing is, they actually do have something to say if they could actually just get away from their own. I don't know if it's a character that they're playing or they're just young and naive or old and naive that just, I don't know.
It's hard to say.
It confuses me that it's like, how could you be, I don't want to call it dumb, but just off. How could you be so well? And there's scatterbrain moments too. So
yeah, it's hard to say, but yeah, I hadn't heard anything from or about Lauren in quite some time until I saw the post that said she passed her thing. I thought that was like, oh, okay, cool.
I know.
That really
Even Kane also agrees with you, Liz. The sound of the voice and delivery has a lot to do with I can't listen or watch other places.
Well, some of them sound, I hate to say it, but there's some of the men in the community that it's like fingernails on the chalkboard. It's like they hit a pitch or a range and it's like, oh no.
Oh, talking about this, the high pitch whining. Oh my God.
Hey, British guy here, British guy. We did not high pitch or whine.
Paul, I'm going to tell you to lean into your deeper voice now.
Lean in, man. Lean into it, Paul. With conviction.
Bring it up, down from deep down.
On that diaphragm, Paul.
You don't want that. My moves will go over the screen.
Will it bring your pitch down? If so, then go for it.
Well, wrapping my nipples over the screen. I don't think so. I think that may be wrong in all levels.
Well, that's something I'm not going to kink shame you for. How's that?
Well, I bloody would. So somebody's rubbing their nipples on the screen. Why am I talking about nipples?
The heck, man?
I
know. Yeah, if I have to, my thing is I will sit and wait if I have a point to make. Usually I have a pen and paper here. I didn't do that this afternoon. If I have something to say, I want to write down real quick so I can bring back to it because so many people interrupt. It's we found out King Corso's mom. There are some things that we will kink shame you on.
But see, that's the problem. Is my kink is that I kink shame, and it creates quite a conundrum for me all the time.
Yeah,
you wanted to get younger people to talk to younger people. I think that's something we need to talk about.
That's one of the things that we said we would kink shame you on. Hey, stay over here, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's not talk about what the other one was, please. I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to hear about that again.
There are some sexual deviations that are not cool. So, yeah.
Yes.
If that's your kink, we are going to shame you for that.
Yeah.
Oh.
You kinky bastards. I'm
that
all good, I am.
Paul.
What comment?
Go get the Windex.
It feels so nice upon the nipple.
Wow.
I'm being Vic.
Oh boy.
Life. That's always on.
Yes, today I'm on it's called COVID, I think. I think it's called COVID.
What was the old, what is it? Animaniacs, brain. Oh, I can't even do it now. Dang it.
The pinky and the brain. The pinky and the brain.
Animaniacs.
Yeah, that's the Animaniacs. The other one's a genius, the other one's insane. To prove the mousy worth, to take over the earth, the pinky
No,
and the
not
brain,
those
brain,
ones.
brain, 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 brain. What am I thinking Pinky and the Brain for, Liz?
Well, they were part of the. They were part
They're
of the
part of the
Animaniacs.
Animaniac,
Right,
yeah.
but they weren't the Animaniacs. I know. I don't remember how that song goes, but there was the brother.
Uh,
Like it was with a
Okay,
sister,
I know
two
that.
brothers and a sister, right? Dot
Yep,
was
I
the
know
sister. I
that. Yeah,
remember.
yep. The Animaniacs. They're zany to the max. Da 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 da
Yes,
da 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 da. They're Animani, totally and zany. They're Animaniacs.
that's it. Yep.
Don't forget
They would.
the acts.
Well, they would change. They would change the wording every time, right? I think they would. I think at the end they would. They would say like different things, if I remember right.
Yes. Liz, why are you making us sing Animaniacs?
I don't know. I thought there was a one that was Brainiac that they
The
did do
brainy,
it.
yeah, the brain. No, the Brainiac was a Pinky and the Brain.
No, no, no. Animaniacs did something on the brain, and I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, but that was the Pinky and the Brain. They were part of the Animaniacs. So you starred on the. They done the
No,
Animaniacs had
it's
a
not
cartoon,
Pinky.
and
No, it was the little boy and the little girl singing it. Not Pinky and the Brain.
I like Pinky and the Brain.
You would.
I enjoyed Pinky and the Brain too.
Yeah, see what we're gonna do tonight, Brain. We'll do the same thing we do every night.
Every night.
What is that? Try to take over
To take
the
over the world.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I like those guys.
Oh,
Yeah, that whole thing was fun. The whole Animaniacs thing was.
Oh yeah, that was brilliant.
Yeah,
I used to
that was
watch,
fun stuff.
mind you, when we used to have a program called SMTV, and it was always good because this is where back in when I was in my early 20s. So after a good day drinking on a Friday, you'd wake up to SMTV, which is generally a kids' TV program. But the girl presenter was drop dead gorgeous, so it'd help you.
Mm.
Yeah, she was lovely. Cat
The one,
Deely.
the one I never cared for, and I know a lot of stoners really liked it, was Ren and Stimpy.
How did
I loved Ren
Toastman?
and Stimpy, and I
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
a stoner.
Okay, yeah. See, I don't know. I just never. I don't know. For some reason, that just. I was a stoner, and it just didn't. I don't know. There's just something
Don't
about
whiz
that
on
one.
the fence.
Don't
Yeah.
whiz on
Favorite
your electric
episode.
fence. Yeah.
Yeah, there was something about that one that was lost on me. I don't know.
I used to watch Johnny Bravo.
Okay, boys, it is getting to be that time. I have got to get shit done.
Oh yeah, we're getting close to dinner time too.
And it is only going to 1:45 here. Everybody
It
leaves,
means
Paulie. Everybody leaves.
bedtime.
Just leave me,
Bedtime
why
for
don't you?
baby.
Oh yeah, it's 1:45.
Yeah.
Yeah, plus
Just
8 from us.
Oh yeah,
everybody,
shit.
yeah.
Wait
Everybody
a minute.
leave me, why don't
Wait
you?
a minute. You told me you were getting on a normal sleep schedule.
Well, we started talking about nipples and Animaniacs.
Fuck. Oh yeah, I didn't realize it was that late for you.
No,
Just what time did you start then? Like 11:30 at night?
3 hours ago?
Yeah, so like
Yeah, well, I
a little over
started
3
at
hours ago.
no, I started at 10:30. I started directly on
yeah,
time.
10:30, yeah, because it was
Yeah.
2:30 here. That's right, 10:30. Okay, yeah, I didn't even realize you were starting that late.
But it's been a good discussion, everybody. Thank you for appearing.
Yeah, I especially enjoyed the nipple on the screen part. I thought that was really well put together.
Wait till I get the baby oil out.
You know, we talked about some taboo subjects. We're not going to know which one, if it gets nuked, which one did it.
None of them will do because it's
that's interesting.
Yeah.
That you said that.
None of them's going to do it because
Yeah.
we haven't said anything bad.
Now I heard this, and I don't know if this is true or not. I had heard that you can't say or put in chat subscribe. Is that true?
No, that's
I've
thingy.
not
But
heard about that.
no,
Yeah, I was
you
in
can.
somebody's and somebody said something about, oh,
Yeah.
I'm going to subscribe. And they're like, oh, they don't, YouTube doesn't want you using, the state of,
No,
I mean,
no, that's nasty.
that's it. That sounded kind of crazy because why
Yeah.
not? Because isn't it more people that subscribe? I mean,
Yes. So
Everybody's
theoretically, the
always
more
got
money
the
they make, doesn't everybody make more money that way? I mean,
well, everybody does the like, share, and subscribe.
right.
yeah.
That's what I was. Yeah, it was just kind of. I thought that was kind of weird, man. I don't know.
So that's what I'm going to say for this channel. If you please, if you're new here, you're listening to this, please like, share, and subscribe. So I'd like to thank Liz for being here today. I'd like to thank Vic for being here too. And everybody, have a good day wherever you are. Have a blessed day. Look after yourselves. Be well to one another. And remember, life is a garden. Dig it. Take care, all.
Nice. All right,
Plant
guys,
it
take
and
care.
water it.
Yes. There you go.
Good
End
night.
stream.
All right.
Good night.